Hello. Hello, my Cybies. Do I have a tale for you this fine evening? I literally just got back from the theater half an hour ago. So I am ready to talk about this turd, and as expected, it is a turd, but it's not even like... It's not even offensive, it's more like, why did you make this? Like, it is the most insipid, by-the-book children's film. It hits every, like, bad kids film beat, and it fucks up the original story, of course. It's definitely very, very loosely adapted, and we will be going over that, but I just want to take a look at the poster and tell you a little bit about the history of this fucking movie. So Andy Serkis has been trying to make this movie for 14 years, and you can tell by the voice cast, I feel. Look with Steve Buscemi, Glenn Close, Kieran Culkin, Laverne Cox, Kathleen Turner. I have been suspecting that this is a Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa situation, where the dialogue must have been recorded like 10 years ago, because this is a very strange, star-studded cast for a 2026 movie. Like, I'm sorry, a lot of these people are not as popular as they once were, you know? So, you can tell that this movie has probably been recut and chopped down a lot. It's very,
At MadLad7269 send a super chat. 4 legs good, 2 legs better Seth Rogen laugh.
Yeah, you get like 4 or 5 Seth Rogen laughs in this movie. Thank you, Giselle, for the 5 gifted subs, that'll help. You get about 5 of those, maybe. Laverne Cox isn't even in the movie very long. And they fuck up the character she played. I will talk about that. But, let's look at what their own write-up on their own website. So this Angel Studios, they seemingly came out of nowhere. Angel Studios is a Mormon film studio. They almost went bankrupt at one time, and they came back by kickstarting, and they've been kind of getting up there with their movies and becoming more mainstream. They did that David animated movie recently. I didn't see it, but my friend thought it was pretty good. I will say the animation in this movie isn't terrible. It's not terrible. It does look a little dated, like it's very 2019-ish, I would say. But character animation, character designs are all pretty decent, I would say. So I'm not gonna rag on the animators too much. It's the fucking script. It like goes through the cliff notes of the book, but not even in the beginning, and it just kind of rushes from one scene to the next. This is what I mean about how you can kind of tell it was really cut down. And apparently Serkis wanted to make a serious animated movie based on it, but this is where we ended up. So, film synopsis from the visionary director, Andy Serkis. What else has he directed, though, honestly? And featuring the voices of Seth Rogen, Gaten Matarazzo, who I have no idea who that even fucking is, Glenn Close, and Woody Harrelson, comes a satirical allegory of the revolution in power. Animal Farm traces how a movement for equality is systematically corrupted as the pigs consolidate control. Truth is erased, dissent is crushed, and the farm descends into a ruthless dictatorship, fulfilling Orwell's warning about the dangers of communism. Communism doesn't come up one fucking time in this fucking movie. This movie is not about communism. They don't even call each other comrade. They just have a vague notion of freedom! And that's it. That's it. So, it was one of the kids in Stranger Things?
Sent a super chat. Share with us. Let us feed on your suffering.
Oh, wait, yeah, he's the kid with no teeth from Stranger Things, right? He wasn't always my favorite kid, so I don't remember him as much. Lucas was always my favorite, but, when the show was still good, which was the first season. But anyway, so they made up a character for him to play who isn't... I guess he is on the poster. He's right here. But this makes it look like Napoleon's the main character, which he kinda is and kinda isn't. The thing with Animal Farm is there isn't really a main character. That's why in the 1954 version, it's just kind of a omnipotent narrator telling you the events as they happen. And in the 99 movie, they took Jessie the dog and made her a main character. She's just a dog that's mentioned a few times and gives birth to puppies. But they made her basically the main character in the 99 film. So I could see the need for having a main character, but yeah, but before we go into the movie, I wanted to give you guys a little summary of the actual Animal Farm book. I figured this will be a learning opportunity, everyone, and I'll pause the supers for now. So I do have my art program open. First of all, and thank you for the communist donuts, Billy Donuts. If this movie wasn't even about fucking communism, I do have a little present for us all. We have Seth Rogen ripped in half from the most recent episode of The Boys. I censored it for the more sensitive out there. So anytime we get mad at Seth Rogen, we're just gonna flip back to this lovely little image of him bleeding out on the floor. It is a good book. The actual book, which I'm going to explain. I have some illustrations here to help me that I drew earlier, and I might draw more illustrations as I explain the movie. So I want to explain the plot of Animal Farm to you. Actually, I should be recording right now. I want to explain the plot of Animal Farm to you. I have some notes over here. I have the full book up in another tab, because it is public domain, actually. I did buy, like, a printed copy of it, though.
At Shelby's Crafty Books sent a super chat. Angel Studios didn't make the movie. They have a group that vote on distributing some films they think have good messages.
Really? Because I heard that they had animated it. But, I don't know how the movie got involved with Angel Studios. I really don't.
At John Williams WL9PX sent a super chat. Why sci why? Why is the film backed by the CIA more accurate?
I don't know.
At Espionata5011 sent a super chat. Molly and the cat were the smartest ones. They left before everything went sideways.
And they are not in this movie. They're not in many adaptations, though. I will explain Molly the horse. I didn't draw a picture of her, though. So hang on, let me bring up my notes here. So we start with old farmer. Maybe he wasn't old. We start with Farmer Jones. He's kind of a bastard. He's a drunk. He doesn't take very good care of his farm or his animals. He gets drunk every night, he forgets to feed them, and the animals have been meeting in the barn. And listening to Old Major. Who's this guy? Old Major is an old pig. He's been around for a while because he was a show boar, so he's like 12 years old, which is ancient in pig years. And, he's the most respected on the farm, he's the eldest, he calls them all to the barn and says, "Hey, I had a dream last night, and I want to tell everybody about it." So they all gather in the thing, and he begins with, "Is a pig not entitled to the sweat on his brow?" "No," says the man in the farmhouse. No, that's not really what he says. But he basically gives them a whole communist rant, and, let's see, actually, I'll bring up his, like, speech here. So, he's already calling them comrades from the beginning. He's like, "I have a dream, I'll tell you about the dream later, I have something to say." He's like, "I won't be with you for much longer, because I'm getting old." So I've had time to lay alone in my stall and think. And he's like, "What is the nature of our lives? Let us face it, our lives are miserable, laborious, and short. We are born, we are given just so much food as will keep the breath in our bodies, and those of us who are capable of it are forced to work to the last atom of our strength, and the very instant that our usefulness has come to an end, we are slaughtered with hideous cruelty. No animal in England knows the meaning of happiness or leisure after he is a year old. No animal in England is free. The life of animal is misery and slavery. That is the plain truth." So yeah, this is, it's very on the nose. It's a very on the nose satirical allegory, you will find. So basically, he goes on and says, you know, the sheep lay their eggs. Yeah, the chickens lay their eggs, and the humans take them. It's like, the female horse, he's like, "You've given birth to, like, 4 kids, and they've taken them away, and they're sold." You know, and he's like saying, the single farm of ours would support a dozen horses, 20 cows, hundreds of sheep, and all of them living in comfort and dignity. They're now almost beyond our imagining. Why do we continue this miserable condition? So basically, Old Major gives them all a big speech, saying, you know, "You are entitled to the sweat on your brow. We should keep what we produce, because we're just exploited." And, so all the animals think this is a good idea. He's saying there should be a rebellion, probably sometime far in the future, a rebellion, probably beyond my time, because I'm going to be dead soon. And he teaches them all a song that he learned as a piglet, that he just remembered the words to in his dreams. Who knows if his dream was even accurate? But he teaches them the song Beasts of England, which they'll sing a lot. Doesn't happen in the movie.
At Axel Lloyd sent a super chat. They made the farmer speak gibberish in the movie.
I think he was supposed to be drunk. Because it is a big thing that the farmer is a drunk, so I think he was supposed to be drunkenly rambling. Like, yeah, Farmer Jones is only in this new movie for, like, a minute. I mean, he's not even in the story for very long. He's like, grrr, he's mean old Farmer Jones, and he abuses the animals, and he drinks alcohol, and then he gets run off the farm, and then he never comes back. Well, he comes back one other time, and then he gets run off again, and then he moves away and dies across the country, so don't worry about him. So, after Old Major tells them all that a rebellion is a good idea, he dies 3 days later in his sleep. Where are my notes? So, Mr. Jones, Farmer Jones, neglects to feed the animals for days, because he's just going out, getting drunk, coming home, and going to sleep, and he's not feeding them. So they all rebel, they chase him and all the farm hands off the farm, so, away goes Mr. Jones. So the animals, the next day, after rebelling, you know, they break all the chains and the harnesses in the barn. They break into the farmhouse and burn anything that reminds them of Mr. Jones. And but they all agree that they shouldn't live in the farmhouse. They shouldn't be like humans, because that's one thing. That's one thing Old Major really drove home. I have little more to say. I merely repeat, remember always your duty of enmity toward man in all his ways. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs, or has wings, is a friend. And remember also that in fighting against man, we must not come to resemble him. Even when you have conquered him, do not adopt his vices. No animal must ever live in a house, or sleep in a bed, or wear clothes, or drink alcohol, or smoke tobacco, or touch money, or engage in trade. All the habits of man are evil. Above all, no animal must ever tyrannize over his own kind. Weak and strong, clever or simple, we are all brothers. No animal must kill any other animal. All animals are equal. Now, foreshadowing is a literary device. So, let's see. So 2 pigs emerge after Old Major dies. We've got Napoleon, Snowball. These 2 can't agree on fucking anything. The pigs quickly teach themselves to read and write. The other animals can't pick it up as quickly. The other animals are repeatedly called stupid in the book. It was written in the 40s, though, but I think it's supposed to be more how people in power get control over the proletariat who are less educated and less concerned about policy and more concerned about having food on their plate, you know? So I don't think Orwell was saying, like, the underclasses and the proletariat are stupid. It is a over-the-top satire, but the other farm animals besides the pigs all kind of represent various underclasses, the working class, stuff like that. So, the pigs, learning to read and write and being the best at it, decided, we will distill Old Major's teachings down to just 7 commandments. And let me find them in the story. If I edit this down later, I'll seem smarter. Anyway, so the 7 commandments are, whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs, or has wings, is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. All animals are equal. So that's about what Old Major said at the end of his big speech. But they're already sort of flattening his vision for the future after his death. You know, which is, you know, he's like Marx or Lenin, and Napoleon is like Stalin, you know, it's not really one-to-one, but you can see where they're going. And the thing is, Orwell believed communism can work. Orwell was one of those, communism can work, just nobody's done it right yet, and the people who are doing it wrong, you know, like Stalin. I disagree with that. I find Animal Farm a good allegory of how communism will inevitably always end up. I'm far more cynical. There isn't a monkey. Thank you, Shark Jumping Walrus, for the 5 gifted subs. So, Yeah, for me, it's like, no. I mean, Orwell, obviously, he died before the fall of the Soviet Union, before South Vietnam, before the communist China, so, you know, but it's like, bro, it's been tried a few times, and it doesn't work. But, so I'm gonna be far more cynical about that, but just keep in mind, when Orwell wrote this, he did believe communism could work. So, ignore me being kind of a bitch about it. But because, some of the other animals, you know, they can't all read and write, like Boxer the horse, he can read the alphabet up to the letter D, and he can't quite get past that, so, and once they taught him EFG, he forgot ABCD. So, the other animals trust others to tell them what the commandments say, and because all of them couldn't memorize it, they break it down to just 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. And the sheep love to repeat this. You can tell who the sheep are, because they're sheep. But, you know, so anytime there's tension, anytime there's disagreements, the sheep are just in chorus going, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad! You know, so they just mindlessly repeat this. And I'll take supers after I finish my explanation. Don't worry. So they start establishing meetings on Sundays to discuss and vote on policy. The pigs, of course, step up because they can read and write. They're considered the cleverest. They were already sitting front and center when Old Major was giving his speech. So already, it was compromised from the beginning. You know, the pigs were always going to seize power. But the difference between Napoleon and Snowball is Snowball actually wants to help the farm. He's actually very concerned with helping people. Snowball reads a lot of books. He looks up instructions on how to build things. He's kind of the mover and shaker. He's kind of their engineer, I guess. Meanwhile, Napoleon's just a petty little bitch who just wants power and just wants to aggrandize himself. So, I'm just looking at my notes here. So in the beginning, their first order of business is we need to harvest the hay, so we'll have enough food to eat. So, they all agree to this plan. However, they notice that the cows haven't been milked, and if the cows aren't milked, well, they're gonna be in a lot of pain, because a cow, like a cow making milk needs to be milked. So, the pigs milk the cows, and everyone's like, well, what are we gonna do with the milk? And the pigs go, don't worry about that, we'll take care of it. Everybody go harvest the hay. And by the time they all get back, the milk is just gone. But, you know, the pigs are gonna take care of it. So don't worry about it. The pigs got it covered, guys. The pigs got it covered. Don't worry, I just reread it last night, so and I took notes. During this time, so like years and years pass in the book. Like all the movie adaptations make it seem really fast, but years and years and years pass in the book. So at some point, while they're still establishing their communist utopia and things are still good, the dogs have puppies, and Napoleon says, I'm gonna take your puppies, and I'm gonna educate them privately myself. I'm doing this great thing for you, and he keeps them up in the loft in the barn where no one else can reach them. And remember that for later. Most of the other animals forget the puppies exist. So, in the spring, the apple orchard starts to ripen, and there's a lot of windfall apples. You know, apples that just fall on the ground from the wind. And, the pigs start saying, well, we need the windfall apples. And then when the apples are completely in season, the pigs go, actually, we want all the apples. And when they're asked about it, this little motherfucker comes in. Squealer. Squealer! So Squealer is, a complete suck-up to Napoleon. And he is their propagandist. So the other animals say, well, how come... They find out the pigs have the milk, too. So they're like, how come all the pigs have all the milk and apples? And Squealer comes out and says, oh, well... Many of us dislike milk and apples, me included, but we need them for our big brains. It's scientifically proven, comrades. He deadass says it's scientifically proven. I can prove it. I was laughing my ass off. It's like the more things change, the more they say the same. This was written in the fucking 40s. So this is what Squealer says in the book. Squealer was sent to make the necessary explanations to others. Comrades, he cried. You do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in a spirit of selfishness and privilege. Many of us actually dislike milk and apples. I dislike them myself. Our sole object is taking these things to preserve our health. Milk and apples, this has been proved by science, comrades, contain substances absolutely necessary to the well-being of a pig. We pigs are brain workers. The whole management, the organization of this farm depends on us. Day and night we are watching over your welfare. It is for your sake that we drink that milk and eat those apples and don't share them with anybody else. So already it begins. Already it begins. And this is why communism always fails. Yes, Hassan Piker needs all of your milk and apples. Don't ask questions, guys. So Squealer's gonna be a little motherfucker who's gonna propagandize for the pigs from now on. He is a little rat bastard, and I hate him. He's basically nothing in the movie, but we'll get to the movie. Don't worry. But, oh yeah, and the other thing I forgot to mention, they keep using this line. Do you know what would happen if the pigs failed in our duty? Jones would come back. Yes, Jones would come back. Surely, comrades. Would you like to see Jones come back? So basically they're saying, oh, you want to complain? Well, do you want to go back to the drunk farmer who didn't feed you? We're doing this for your sake, everybody. And of course, the pigs don't do any work on the farm. They supervise. They're always there. Supervising, watching everyone else. So, yes. So, after that, in the fall, Jones returns with some other farmers, and they're like, we're gonna take the farm back. We're gonna beat up these animals and take the farm back. And the animals say, fuck no. So, Snowball had been reading books on, like, war strategy, because that's what Snowball do. Snowball's awesome in the book. So Snowball's reading single tragedy, gets the humans, like, gets the humans all discombobulated, has an actual attack plan, and Snowball is leading the charge in the battle, and even gets hurt. But they drive the humans off again. So, and, Snowball is given, like, a Medal of Honor for this. Him and Boxer, I believe. And this might be the attack, I don't know if it was the attack or the next attack, that Boxer is afraid he might have killed, like, a farmhand, like a young farmhand, and he's really sad about, and they're telling him, Boxer, the only good human is the dead human. He's like, well, I don't want to kill anybody. Because, again, Boxer's a little slow, but he's a good old working-class lad, and he's the strongest horse on the farm. They need him for all of the physical work. So, as they keep having their Sunday meetings, Snowball begins plans to make a windmill, because he's like, okay, what we could really use is electricity. If we had electricity, we could have heat lamps in every stall, and the work would be easier, and I could promise you a 3-day work week. And they're all like, hooray! And so he's trying to get them to vote for this windmill, and Napoleon at every single meeting is just stonewalling him and saying, no, that's stupid, that's rubbish, that'll never work, that's dumb. So they argue at every single meeting, but it's almost like Napoleon is stalling for some reason, you know? So, let's see. So yeah, every meeting they're arguing, and finally, once Snowball has finished his windmill plans, and all the animals are about to vote on it, all of a sudden, Napoleon rolls up with some very mean dogs. These are the puppies he had taken, and he sicks them on Snowball, and they chase Snowball off the farm. Snowball's gone. So, thereafter, he is constantly flanked by 9 dogs he raised himself to be his literal attack dogs. So now Napoleon is ruling with an iron fist. Everyone is too afraid to say anything, because when they try to, the dogs growl at them. So even other pigs are trying to speak up. But no. His secret police will growl at you. So, during this time, they dig up Old Major's skull and put it on display next to their flag. So they literally desecrate the grave of the guy who gave them this idea and just put his skull up for decoration. And 3 weeks later, Napoleon says, hey, we're gonna build that windmill, actually. And in fact, it was my idea, actually. Snowball stole the ideas from me, and guess what? Snowball was in league with Jones. So, from here on, anything bad that's happened is blamed on Snowball. Snowball's probably dead. But they'll say, oh, Snowball did this. Snowball must have, sold himself to that farmer. Snowball is causing every single bad thing that happens on the farm. It's all Snowball. It's very similar to 1984 in that way, where it's always the agents of Goldstein causing all the trouble, you know? Did he write this before or after 1984? Because 1984 I'm very familiar with. I hadn't been familiar with Animal Farm. In fact, I went out and bought the book after the trailer pissed me off. And we'll watch that trailer before we talk about the movie. So, but the windmill building goes poorly. And it collapses during a storm. So that's bad. So they need to rebuild it. They're constantly trying to rebuild this fucking windmill, like the entire book. How they were gonna get the stuff to make electricity in it, nobody knows. Snowball didn't even know. But Snowball wasn't a duplicitous pig. He actually wanted to help society. Not all... See, this is the thing that adaptations don't tend to get. Not all of the pigs are evil. A lot of pigs are not, you know, okay with this. And again, I'll take supers after. Don't worry, guys. After my explanation. So, because they need more supplies after this setback with the windmill, they start rebuilding it with even thicker walls. They're having to pull rocks up from the quarry, and only Boxer is strong enough to pull them. So he's a workhorse. He's constantly working hard, and his motto is, I will work hard for Animal Farm. He just true blue, believes in the authority, believes the authority has his best interests in mind, and he's gonna get fucked more than anybody. Unfortunately. So, Napoleon announces that they're going to start trading with a human, this guy named Wimple, who's a broker. And he's like, we're gonna, so we've promised them 400 eggs a week. So for you hens, that's your sacrifice toward the windmill. Because we gotta rebuild that windmill. The windmill is the most important thing. The hens don't like this and rebel. So Napoleon rescinds their food rations, and says anyone caught feeding a chicken will be sentenced to death. During this protest, 9 hens died, the rest gave up and decided to comply. So, after that, Napoleon suspends the Sunday votes on policy for the farm, says they're unneeded. Instead, he is establishing a private committee of pigs to decide on all farm policy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And every time a pig breaks one of the commandments, they revise them. They go up and paint an addition on. So, like, I'm trying to... Because, like, oh yeah, like, the pigs start moving into the farmhouse, and they start sleeping in the beds. And so the first law changed, where it says, no animals shall sleep in a bed. It's changed to, no animals shall sleep in a bed with sheets. The thing is, the only 2 animals besides the pigs who can read are Muriel the goat and Benjamin the donkey, who I haven't really brought up yet. So anytime an animal was like, I seem to remember that the rule was different. Can you read to me what that says on our wall of rules? And the goat will go, oh, it says with sheets. I guess we missed that part and forgot about it. So the animals are gaslit a lot. You know, they're gaslit a lot. Yeah, exactly. It reminds you how Stalin took power when Lenin died. That's the allegory. Yes, that is. So after the chicken rebellion is quashed, and they establish a committee of pigs instead of voting on Sundays, and they start revising the commandments. So, I haven't brought them up yet. We have the Hoof Bros, and I keep moving my background by accident. We have the Hoof Bros over here. So we have Clover the horse, Boxer the horse, and Ben the donkey, who are like, they're a bit of a trio in the book. There's a 4th horse named Molly. Now, Molly, as soon as the revolution happened, she's like, well, will there be sugar after the rebellion? Will there be sugar after the revolution? Will I still be able to wear ribbons in my hair? And they're saying, no, Molly, there won't be fucking sugar. We can't make it. So eventually Molly ends up giving herself over to a human who puts ribbons in her hair and feeds her sugar, because she's like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not getting what I want out of this. So she says, fuck it, and leaves. It goes back to being owned by a human. The cat also comes and goes as she pleases and kind of plays both sides, but not really. Like, she's not evil. She's just kind of looking out for herself. At this point, Napoleon starts drawing false confessions out of animals. The windmill, when it fell down, that was Snowball. He starts rewriting history. You know how Snowball led the charge against the second attack by the humans? Well, now it's actually Snowball was helping Jones. He was a secret agent for Jones. And in fact, he was in league with the humans before we even thought of the rebellion. And everything that goes wrong on the farm, it's Snowball sneaking back here and ruining things. Hate him, everybody! Meanwhile, again, Snowball's long fucking gone. So, he gets a bunch of, I think it's sheep? To confess that they're in league with Snowball, and the dogs kill him. Then he gets some chickens and geese to admit they were in league with Snowball, and the dogs kill him. Again, this is bullshit. It's false confessions. It doesn't really explain how or why he gets them to say this, but he does. And the dogs kill them, and then they're remembering, wasn't there a law against animals killing other animals? And sure enough, they look up at the wall and it says, no animal shall kill another animal without reason. Oh, I guess we must have missed that when the rules were established, huh? Because again, none of the other animals can read. They can't memorize it, so they have to keep asking other animals who can read to read the wall to them, and they keep changing it, but they continually think it's their own memory. So again, very, very 1984. So after that, Napoleon starts playing We've Always Been at War with Eurasia, with the two farms that neighbor the animal farm. So there's two farmers, Frederick and Pilkington, and they both want supplies from the farm. So at this point, since the humans have been driven off twice, they're like, okay, well, maybe we should start dealing with them. So they have this whole big thing of timber, and Napoleon goes back and forth. No, Pilkington is the enemy. No, Frederick is the enemy. Oh, Snowball's working with Frederick. Oh, Snowball's working with Pilkington. Finally, he sells the wood to Frederick after messing with these two guys. However, Frederick fucks them over and gives them fake money. This is the first time they've traded for money in the book, which is going to be important when we talk about the movie. It's the first time they trade for money, and they realize the banknotes are fake. And so a third time, Frederick and the other farmers, Jones is long gone at this point, he's already moved away. So Frederick and the other farmers come back and raid the farm again. It does not go as well for the animals this time. They still win, but two of the men plant explosives in the windmill and destroy it again. Second fucking time the windmill has been destroyed. Everyone's injured after this one. Everyone's increasingly weak because they keep lowering their food rations. The pigs keep saying, oh, you have to sacrifice and have lower food rations, but after the windmill is built, everything will be great. Just keep, you know, maybe on holidays we'll give you an apple or a carrot, but the pigs, we need all these apples and milk, and we need to live in the house, and we need to eat there, and we need to be among ourselves in our special committee. So, Boxer, at this point, is getting on in years. He's almost 12. He's close to retirement age, because when they first laid down animalism, they agreed on different retirement ages for each breed of animal. So Boxer's like, oh, I'm gonna have to retire soon. I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I want to make sure I pull enough rock for this third windmill. So after I retire, everyone will have enough to build without me, and I can retire and graze in the pasture, and maybe they'll let Benjamin retire with me, and we can hang out together. Him and Benjamin are like best friends. They just hang out in the field together, not talking. Very, very Englishman friendship. So, Boxer is working hard. He's hiding how much pain he's in. He's hauling rocks so everyone can build the windmill after him. But then, one day, collapses from exhaustion, so I guess I'll lay him down on the ground here, so he collapses from exhaustion. Poor Boxer, and his friends are like, holy shit. So they go to tell the pigs, like, oh, Boxer's hurt. And Napoleon announces, don't worry. Well, he said Squealer to tell them, because Napoleon is increasingly not seen in public. He stays in the house most of the time. Sends Squeal over, and Squealer says, oh, don't worry! Napoleon has arranged for an ambulance to take Boxer to a veterinary hospital where he can be cured. And then he can retire nicely. And they're all a little nervous about this, like, oh, sending him off the farm with humans? We don't really trust humans, but okay, you know, if Napoleon says this, we're gonna do. The cart comes, puts Boxer in. It's only Benjamin who notices, because he can read, that the carriage says it's going to the glue factory. And him and Clover, they chase after the cart, screaming at Boxer, get out of the cart, get out of the cart, they're taking you to your death. And Boxer, he's weak at this point. He's kicking inside the carriage, but he can't break it open like he would have been able to in his younger days. And then he's carted away to the glue factory, and he's never seen again. So we just got Clover and Benjamin left. And yeah, so he worked hard. He had his labor exploited for years by the pigs. And when he's injured and at retirement age, they send him off to be glue. Fucking awful, isn't it? That scene is harrowing in the fucking 1954 one too. I did watch that the other day. There's no Clover in the 54 version, but you do have Benjamin. He's like his donkey screaming as his friend is carted away. It's awful. It was really well done. The other animals are trying to beg the horses pulling the carriage, like, stop, you know, you should see other animals as comrades, and the horses just ignore them, you know. And then later, as a cherry on top, fucking Squealer comes by and says, oh, I was there at his deathbed. He died peacefully in the veterinary hospital, and I heard his last words. He told everybody to believe in Napoleon and to work hard for Animal Farm. So he's a hero! Yay! Yeah, so that's these motherfucking pigs, man. And I forgot to mention earlier, damn it, when Napoleon was drawing confessions out of animals and killing them, 4 of those animals were pigs. The same 4 young pigs that tried to speak up when he ousted Snowball. He just found a reason to have the dogs kill him. So, it's not like it's just pigs. Even other pigs who are like, hey, we should be, like, following what we set up here. They get killed, too. And that's just the bastard pigs left. So, years later, Clover and Benjamin are the only, like, some of the only animals on the farm, maybe the only ones left, who remember the old days, who remember the rebellion. The new generation, they don't know anything any different. There was a new generation of pigs born. They were all piebald, it turns out. So they were all Napoleon's kids. And they were going to be specially educated to read and write right away. So Clover and Benjamin's is even more cynical and depressed now that Boxer's gone. And Clover's upset as Muriel's gone, one of the only other animals that could read. She's gone, the dogs are gone, except for the ones that guard Napoleon. A lot of other animals have died of old age over the years. And Clover's looking up at the commandments on the barn, and she's like, I thought there used to be more. Benjamin, can you read that to me? And Benjamin would usually refuse to read things to people, even though he can read. He'd just cryptically say, donkeys live a long time, you know, because he's cynical. But he gives this to her, and now all the 7 commandments have been erased. And all it says on the barn now is, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. So the animals are downtrodden, they're worse off than before. And the pigs invite the local farmers over to come play cards. And they watch them through the window, and the farmers are praising the pigs that they're getting so much more work out of these animals with less food. It's amazing. They want to implement it on their farms, too. And as they're watching them through the windows, the humans and the pigs start arguing over the card game, and of course, the final line of the book, which is pretty famous. We'll just read that. Let's see. But they had not gone 20 yards when they stopped short, an uproar of voices coming from the farmhouse. They rushed back and looked through the window again. Yes, a violent quarrel was in progress. There were shoutings, bangings on the table, sharp, suspicious glances, furious denials. The source of the trouble appeared to be that Napoleon and Mr. Pilkington had each played an ace of spades simultaneously. 12 voices were shouting in anger, and they were all alike. No question now what had happened to the faces of the pigs. The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again, but already it was impossible to say which was which. And that's where it ends. Ends very bleakly. And again, to me, the lesson is, this is what communism gets you. They kind of combine Pilkington and Frederick into this white woman who is the cause of all evil in the movie, because of course it has to be a white woman. So yes. Let's talk about the fucking movie now. I think I'll keep my stick figure. So we gotta add that. Well, first of all, there's no Old Major in the movie. So take him right the fuck out. There's no Old Major. There is a new pig played by Gatton, what's his face? The curly-haired kid with no teeth from Stranger Things, that guy. So, actually, let me do the supers first.
At Hecon9624 sent a super chat, playing Jaway 2 and cursing at the missions, customers, and my dinosaurs never being happy tax.
Source.
At DinoNugget22 sent a super chat, looking at the pig, I am thinking, brother, can I have some oats?
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of them, yeah.
At Talking Movie Bubbles B6 sent a super chat, Angel Studios is so bad, Animat won't review any of their animated movies. At The Master Clockwork sent a super chat, am I not entitled to the ara of my super chat?
Alright, it seems like we got a few aras built up in here, so...
At Axel Lloyd sent a super chat, what about kangaroos?
There were no kangaroos in the fucking book! God damn it, kids, you're like, where were the monkeys? Where are the kangaroos?
At Crossover Productions 2395 sent a super chat, another terrible movie with Seth Rogen in it.
Yep.
First was Sausage Party, now this shit.
Yep.
I'd sent a super chat, Wojtek the bear objects to the no smoking bit.
I don't even know what you're referring to on that, but...
I'd sent a super chat, I goofed up, I meant object to the no drinking alcohol and standing on two legs.
There you go, there you go.
At Jessale sent a super chat, Sibia sheep and ara.
You want me to do it like a sheep? Like, ara.
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat, it feels like a legit parody of modern animated films that Smiling Friends or the Nostalgia Critic would make.
Yeah!
Like Watership Down Bucky Ooh.
It kinda does!
At MadMat7269 sent a super chat, Squealer equals Hassan confirmed lol.
No, he's like, that would be like, that...
At The Master Clockwork sent
PA
a super
guy
chat,
that hangs out
don't
with him.
question the Fauci. I mean science.
Yes, the Fauci. This was before Fauci's time.
At
Before he was born.
MadMat7269 sent a super chat, have you read Anthem? Has similar themes.
I have not.
At Sadistic Nels sent a super chat, Boxer is a good boy.
He is a good boy. And actually, I liked him in the movie. That's the only thing I
At
liked.
Shelby's Crafty Books sent a super chat, Animal Farm released in 1945, 1984 released in 1949. At
Okay.
Sausumness sent a super chat, Sigh reading Animal Farm is like when Wendigoon read Blood Meridian. Or when Gilbert Gottfried read 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But, yeah, and so that would be why Animal Farm kind of feels like a precursor to 1984. It's like he expanded on those ideas more in 1984, yeah.
At MadMat7269 send a super chat, Snowball is like Porky in Lord of the Flies.
A little, yeah. Porky's a good name, too.
At Hespionata5011 sent a super chat, this is why communism fails. Say what you want about capitalism, but at least we have freedom with it.
Oh yeah, I ain't saying capitalism is perfect, and I am in favor of social democracy, but we have seen socialism and communism fail every single time. It's not gonna happen, guys.
At John Williams WL9PX sent a super chat, my shoe is untied, this was Snowball's fault.
I mean, no, like, basically, they're saying, oh, he snuck on the farm and broke this, and he ate all the grain, and he destroyed the windmill somehow.
At DinoNugget22 sent a super chat, this plot, Screams 2004 straight to DVD.
It does. It is exactly as insipid as you will expect it to be, and I might have sneakily taken a couple of clips in the theater, so I can show you guys how bad some things are.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Latex. You survived. Congrats. What I miss?
Not much. I was explaining the plot of Animal Farm, the book, with my stick figures here. Now I'm going to talk about the movie.
At the underscore space frog sent a super chat. Love story time with Sai. We get fun pictures.
I figured this would give you guys some visuals at least.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. I think the base idea of communism is solid, but humanity is innately just as selfish to act on it, so it always ends authoritarian versus Marxism.
Yeah, the biggest reason why communism never works is because people are assholes. Like, I'm sorry, there's always gonna be some asshole grabbing power. There's always gonna be some asshole ruining a good thing for everyone else. It's just human nature. And Marx himself was a bit of a sheltered Nepo baby, let's not forget. So, no, I think we're done. Okay. Alright, so, actually, I just need to show you one clip to show you the biggest condemnation of this movie I could possibly give. So, here you go, this is real. Oh wait, I don't have the sound on. My phone did die, so I didn't get any shots from the ending, but...
At Sadistic Nils sent a super chat. Love this art style and would love to see you do more like this.
Oh, come on, I did these in like 5 minutes. Here you go, here's my biggest condemnation I could give you of this movie. There was like 2 other people in the theater.
You're wearing clothes!
Oh, yeah. Would you look at that, I am. Gifts from the glamorous and generous Frida Pilkington.
She gave you the car, too?
Even better, she gave it to me on credit, which means all you give them is this little tiny card, and they give you cars!
So, yeah, that's about what you could expect if you're gonna watch this piece of shit. I know I shouldn't be illegally filming in a theater, but fuck this movie. But yeah, my phone died, so I couldn't get, like, a lot of shots of the ending, but we'll see if we can find screenshots. He gets a sports car. They interact with humans a lot, too.
At MadLad7269 send a super chat. Ayn Rand Bioshock Inspo wrote anthem. Just solo.
Oh. You're saying it's objectionate? Because you know, Bioshock isn't positive about Ayn Rand, right? Yeah, they made Napoleon a dumbass. It's mostly just like, we're rich assholes. That's basically what the pigs boil down to. So, there's no old major at the beginning of the movie. There's just Lucky the pig, voiced by the toothless, curly-haired kid from Stranger Things. This is a made-up character. And they can't decide if he's the narrator or if Boxer is the narrator. They switch a lot. And,
At DinoNuggy22 sent a super chat. This was made in 2026? No. This is 2001 animation.
No, this is 2017 animation. But, again, I'm not gonna be too hard on the animators. It was pretty competently animated, you know? There were some shots I actually liked. So, you know, it's not the script isn't their fault, you know? So we have Lucky the pig, and him and Snowball start the movie knowing how to read and write already. Snowball taught him how to read and write. I guess so they can do their opening fucking joke, which actually is right in the trailer, so let's look at the trailer. Oh no, Boxer still gets fucked over, but it's like weak sauce. He doesn't live in the film, but he still does the ending narration. Don't ask me. It's almost like this thing went through a lot of recuts and rewrites or something. So actually, I forgot to do this. We should watch the trailer. I'm very organized, guys.
At Account for the Lulz sent a super chat. I think we need to have a rule where if you're going to adapt a work like this, don't have Seth fucking Rogen in it. No hate to the guy, but come on.
He could have been Squealer, but I do have this lovely image of Seth Rogen cut in half from The Boys. The recent episode had a bunch of writers playing themselves and all of them getting killed, so we have this to enjoy. So enjoy Seth Rogen cut in fucking half. And maybe I'll just explain to you what shots from the trailer I recognize from the movie I just watched. So let's do that. Yeah, so this fucking rooster is a comic relief character throughout the entire fucking movie. Does not exist in the book, except for one mention of Napoleon asked the fucking cockdreel to be a little trumpet for him and also wake him up later than everyone else. This is basically the opening scene.
What's up?
We are going on vacation.
I do hope it's somewhere good.
What does that say?
Laughter House!
That sounds awesome. I love to laugh.
It's a slaughterhouse.
So that's basically the opening scene of the movie. They go, oh, hey, we're all going on a vacation. And of course, only Snowball and Lucky can read, so Lucky says, it says Laughter House. And it turns out they're going to the slaughterhouse. Oh my god. So, like, I guess the bank has foreclosed on the farm because Farmer Jones is a drunk. It is the thing there. So, it all happens so fast. All of them are about to be carted off to the slaughterhouse. Every single one of them. Like, they're not even selling them off to other farms. They're just sending them all the sheep, cows, chickens, every single one to the slaughterhouse. Makes no sense. And so, yeah, this is all literally the opening scene.
Look at all this deliciousness. They want this.
Do you want to?
As that's what made me buy the book. That pissed me off so much.
Do you want to be food? Or do you want freedom?
So, yeah, so while they're in the slaughterhouse truck, Snowball, I didn't even realize this was supposed to be Snowball at first. Because they don't introduce the characters very much. They have a terrible sequence. I think I might have recorded that too. I'm not sure if I have it in my little videos. I might have to look. But, so, basically, while they're in the slaughter truck, Laverne Cox's pig here, Snowball, gives a very abridged version of Major's speech, saying, "Oh, they take your eggs, they make us work, we should be free." Well, she has like a white spot on her butt, so I think that's probably why she's supposed to be called Snowball, but she's not supposed to be a piebald pig like Napoleon. He's supposed to be the only one. So, yeah, and the guy foreclosing on them from the bank is Wimple, who is the guy who was the broker trading with them in the book. So they just took a name and said, oh, the bank is foreclosing on the farm and all the animals are going to the slaughterhouse. It's like Babe 2 Pig in the City or something. You know, so it happens so quick. And then they just chase all the humans away. Easily. With no struggle at all. It's just, it happens so fast. Like, I think you even just see it. You just see it right here. This is basically what happens. The only difference is in the movie, they have freeze frame panels telling you who the characters are and who they're played by. And there's some terrible rap song happening in the background that goes, "Old MacDonald had a farm," you know? It's full of those. It's like a DreamWorks movie in their worst era, you know, like in the Shark Tale era. It has like everything you expect in a kids film. It's got like musical montages with like terrible popular music, and it just hits all the beats of a bad children's film. You know, oh, Lucky has a crush on one of the girl pigs who's a made-up character in the movie. There's two girl pigs named Puff and Tammy, I think they were, and he has a crush on Puff, and it's they barely spend any time on it. I'm not even gonna draw her. Let me see if I have the fucking opening, because it's ridiculous. Like, let me go to my Google Drive real quick. Yeah, like, you could see things from this and think it was a parody. None of it's funny. Like, nothing is funny. Like, me and two other people in the theater, and we didn't really, like, nobody reacted to much. Okay, oh, I think this is it. I think I do have a bit of the opening here. You guys can see how terrible this is. Okay, so let's It's only like 8 seconds, hang on. Did I not catch... I guess I didn't catch the terrible rap song. What order are these even in? I don't know. Hang on a second. Let me look through these real quick. I had a few of them open. That's later in the movie. Never mind. It's not important. Let's keep watching the fucking trailer.
Want freedom?
So yeah, this is literally just happens in the opening. It's that easy. They just take... And all of a sudden, they just own the farm. Yeah, based on the masterpiece by George Orwell. How fucking dare you? So it's actually Snowball who lays down the laws of Animal Farm. And they add one. They add any animal who breaks all the rules has to leave Animal Farm. That wasn't in the book. But they used that for the ending. So it's Snowball who comes up with all the rules. The sheep repeat everything as usual. This one guy, he accidentally turned on a weed whacker when they were in the farmhouse, and it cut his hair, so he's like the only sheep who questions things. And it's a pointless running gag that goes nowhere. So, and they write it on a grain silo instead of, and they flatten it even more than the 7 commandments were already flattened from old Major's instructions. So, like, without irony. And then there's the 2 show pigs.
Shall wear clothes.
Puff, what? We're show pigs.
So basically, Puff is the good one because she follows the rules, and then this girl is a vain bitch. That's their whole character. She's the love interest, and she's a vain bitch. So I guess she's kind of like Molly, I guess. Except she stays on the farm and becomes Seth Rogen's girlfriend. So...
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Corwell was leftist but disliked both extremes.
That's kind of like me, but he still thought communism could work.
At Axel Lloyd sent a super chat. There's a terribly disingenuous review of this movie BTW by Disparu. I hope you can do a react to that lol.
Maybe we'll check that out at the end of stream. Hey, it's Friday, you know? There's no rules on Friday.
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat, but Steve Buscemi is in this. To hell with Faithful.
I think he's Wimple. I think that's his character. He's not one of the animals. I think he's Wimple. I didn't really recognize his voice, though, so... but I think that's who he is. So he's the banker. He's barely in the movie, so don't even fucking worry. So here's the first big departure from the book. So Wimple shows back up and tells them, you guys need to make money to pay the bank. Which was not anything in the book. I don't know, and they set this in, like, the future. The book was written in the 40s. It makes more sense if it's, you know, in the 40s than what they're doing here. So they fucking have a farmer's market and just invite a bunch of humans in, which is something they would never do in the fucking book. So, and all the humans are like, wow, this is so cool, a farm run by animals, ha ha ha! So, like, nobody cares. And they just make a whole bucket of cash money. Everyone's paying in cash, even though it's the far future, apparently. You'll find out when you see the evil bitch. So yeah, they hold a farmer's market to make money. They don't... The pigs learn to talk to the humans. The cows don't talk at all in the movie, even to the other animals. The cows are just background. So yeah, so already they're just inviting a bunch of humans on the farm after... Because, like, in the whole... In the book, it was like, humans are our enemy. We need to overthrow humanity. And there's nothing like that in this fucking movie. Nothing.
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. Oh, and they stole the Laughter House joke from Robot Chicken. It was a Wonder Pets parody.
God damn it, of course they did.
At Sadistic Nils sent a super chat. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
I understood that reference. So yeah, that was the first big... I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So the humans just think this is like a cool novelty. They're like, hey, awesome, neat!
I trained Zero W Gawisha sent a super chat. This
Hey!
movie is so stupid it broke my lurking tax.
Awesome, I got you so mad you sent a super chat. Thank you. Oh god, Squizzy, why would you say that? I hope they make 1984 into a rom-com. No! No! We already have a good movie adaptation of 1984. No one needs to make another one, okay? So, and he does try to talk to, like, this little girl, but he sounds like a pig at first, I think. Did they show this on the trailer?
Activate cute eyes.
I'd rather gouge him out.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to think Benjamin is just, you know, a downer. I don't know why Kathleen Turner is voicing the donkey, but okay. So, Benjamin doesn't really do much but just be a wet blanket. And then, look at this! This is in this movie! What the fuck is this?! So instead of having Pilkington and Frederick, we just have Frida Pilkington, who is some big business mogul of some description. She manages to see the rebellion with her Moses drones.
Awesomeness sent a super chat. Brazil was more faithful to 1984 than this film.
Well, this is Animal Farm, but... So she has a bunch of drones named Moses. So Moses in the book was a trained crow that belonged to the farmer. And he came back at some point. I think the pigs were bribing him, and he would just hang around and go, "What? When you die, you go to Sugar Candy Mountain, what?" Like, he was, like, giving them religion, basically. Saying, oh, you work hard, and when you die, you'll go to Sugar Candy Mountain, where there's sugar lumps on the hedges, and there's always clover in the fields, and it's always Sunday, you know? Yes, Glenn Close, with a fucking southern accent for some reason. So, instead of, like, the men who were behind everything in the books, of course, we need to have everybody's favorite scapegoat, a white woman. And she wants the farm for just because it's the last plot of land around here that I don't own. Like, they pan out from the quaint little farm to show, like, her giant tesseract of a building, like, just nearby. Yeah, gotta go to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Gotta go to Rock Candy Mountain. Charlie! So she's just like, I want that farm, because I want that land, just cause I'm a business mogul. And what she actually does, I have no idea. She apparently is, like, a factory farmer. We, like, get one fucking glimpse at it. And yes, I recorded this. See, she's the bad one, because, even though the pigs are treating the animals just as poorly, but... So, I guess she does farming? Like... It's really unclear what she's just business. She just does business in her business building. Why did it have to be, like, super futuristic? I don't know! What is this? This is supposed to be Animal Farm!
At Sadistic Nils sent a super chat. White woman jump scare.
Yes, white woman jump scare, basically.
I trained Zero W Gawisha sent a super chat. The centrifugal force of Orwell spinning in his grave could power a city at this point.
Oh, but Andy Serkis says this is what he would have wanted.
At Axel Lloyd sent a super chat. PLS look up Elon Musk's mom, she looks similar.
Really? Elon Musk mother. Oh yeah. And maybe they did base it on her. But this character doesn't, like... This character doesn't belong in the movie. What else is in this trailer that I can explain?
That farm.
We should move into the farmhouse. So the humans know we're in charge.
So, yeah, so they do burst into the farmhouse after they take over, and they just very briefly spend some time in there, and that one sheep gets sheared. And then Snowball just randomly goes, we shouldn't stay in the farmhouse like humans. We should just not do that. And it's like, she has no precedent for why they shouldn't do that, because there's no old major. She just declares it so. So, like, yeah.
At Replica_Rabbit sent a super chat. Line go up.
Line go up, Al! I'm gonna own that farm! Show those cows who's boss!
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Hollywood representation.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it yet. I'm just going through the trailer right now.
You're in charge.
You are about to become my new best friends. Pigs and humans working together. I like the optics.
Oh, we love the optics. What are optics?
I think it's a kind of seafood.
That's the ending of the movie right there. Oh, they did show this in the fucking trailer.
You're wearing clothes!
Would you look at that, I am.
You know what I noticed about that scene, though, when we just played it here? As Lucky is approaching the window, he has mouth movements, but he has no dialogue. Which again shows you how much this movie must have been recut and redone. See that? See his mouth moving? But he didn't say nothing? He didn't say nothing until his next line. But it's still there. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's different.
Oh yeah, so Boxer had this whole thing of, look up at the stars and feel free. When, what does that mean? And they turned his whole I will work hard for Animal Farm thing into I just like working hard. I just love work. Working's my whole life. That's not what he was like in the book. It was I will work hard for others. I will work hard for this dream we all have, you know? It wasn't just like I like to work.
Honor Stories sent a super chat. Paul Verhoeven wanted to spy Heinlein's work. What is Andy's excuse?
I have no idea what that means, but thank you. Oh, Andy Serkis.
Everything's different, but we're still friends.
All animals are equal.
Well, I can tell you, yeah, I'm gonna leave this footage up because I couldn't get the footage at the end of the fucking movie. I think I remember this shot. Oh, I remember that shot. Okay, so this is like a lot of this is from the end of the movie. So let me go back to kind of explaining it. This first, so I don't lose my place. So anyway, so yeah, it stars Lucky the fucking pig. It stars Lucky the pig. And he has been taught to read and write by Snowball. And Snowball and Napoleon have a similar dynamic as they do in the book, sort of. Only thing is with Snowball, at one point, her and Lucky go into the farmhouse to read a book on how to build a water wheel. They don't build a windmill, they build a water wheel. That's different. And as they're doing this, Snowball's like, oh, Lucky, we don't have to tell the other animals about this. They just wouldn't understand. Let's keep it between the two of us. And it's like, the fuck? Snowball was never like this. Snowball sincerely wanted to help the farm. Snowball was not duplicitous, but you turn Snowball into a woman, and suddenly Snowball is actually treacherous. So that's cool. But Napoleon's spying the whole time. And then he calls a meeting. They don't have their regular Sunday meetings. He just calls one. And, the pigs don't literally turn into people, but they when they do the line, oh, Lucky looked between them and couldn't tell the difference, they kind of have the pigs morph into humans and the human morph into a pig. And it's just dumb visually. But anyway, so yeah, Snowball's like, no, we don't have to tell everybody else. Let's just keep this between you, me, and Boxer. And we can build a water wheel for electricity. And then Napoleon calls a meeting, and at the meeting, she just basically tells everybody her plan for the windmill anyway. But then Napoleon goes, huh, wouldn't it be funny if you were breaking the rules, like you were in the house? And Lucky's like, she wasn't breaking the rules, she just wanted to get a book. He's like, oh, you knew because you were there, huh? And he's like, he's like, I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. But then immediately after that, he gets all the, like, in the movie, Snowball was like, after we've harvested the grain, let's put half of it in the granary for the winter. And she got all the animals to vote for it. So that was in the book. So he kind of pushes Snowball out of the barn and says, hey, why Snowball hoarding all this grain? We should eat it because we want to. And the animals just start agreeing with him instead. And then he goes, Snowball should go on a vacation. And just has the dogs lead her off the farm. And that's it. That's literally it. So Snowball is supposed of way less dramatically. He just says he found the dogs by themselves and took care of them. There's like a couple of adult dogs and some puppies. So it isn't like how he raised the puppies himself to be his attack dogs. They just kind of do what he says because there's really no good reason. And the dogs aren't even in the movie much. They're definitely not as bloodthirsty as they are in the book, which I didn't expect them to literally kill anybody on screen in a children's movie, but really. So, all they say, the dogs lead her away, and all they say is, we never saw Snowball again. And instead of, like, blaming Snowball for all the misfortune on the farm, they just go, oh, she was so bossy. She was always trying to tell us what to do. Oh, yeah, and before that, what really makes the animals turn against her. Hang on, let me bring Snowball back. Should I put her off screen? Snowball, come back! I forgot a plot point. Snowball! There we go. So he's telling all the animals, why shouldn't we just eat the grain now? Why is she hoarding it all? And she just exclaims, all the other animals are too stupid to understand. She goes, you're all so stupid! And he's like, oh, you see how she really feels about you guys? It's like, Snowball in the book would never fucking do that. They just kept calling the water wheel idea boring. He's like, it's so boring, bro. So boring. So yeah, she like up and calls all the other animals stupid, and then they turn on her. And it's like, Snowball in the book wouldn't do that. So again, why did you turn her into a woman, and then make her just as bad as the other pigs? And then she's escorted off by the dogs, and Snowball is no more. And again, all they ever say is, Snowball was always just trying to tell us what to do. And again, there's no old major for them all to have gathered around and gotten this idea from. So it's just like, oh, Snowball thought that, but Snowball was wrong. You know, so it's just really weak.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. I just gotta ask why? What was the point of this?
That's what you'll think watching it. Just, what was the point of even making this? Why did you do this?
At Kaylee and Christian sent a super chat. If the Animal Farm book is about how communism failed, this film proves capitalism has failed us too. Crying face emoji.
Yeah, yes indeed. Yes
At
indeed.
Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Why are we here? Just to suffer?
You guys are suffering along with me, because I just paid money to see this shit. Luckily I had
At
booze too.
Sauciness sent a super chat. This isn't an ambulance. It's a goddamn ambulance.
Ambulance! Yeah, like, the end credits of the movie just showed, like, pigs being involved in, like, revolutions around the world on both sides. I have no idea what the point of that was.
At Plasmamu sent a super chat. Did you enjoy the movie? Did Seth Rogen do his laugh? Did the chickens and cows get turned into food? Steak and eggs?
No, nobody got turned into food. But yeah, Seth Rogen did his fucking laugh like 4 or 5 fucking times.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Make them kiss. Sigh.
Make him and Squealer kiss. Mwah, 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 mwah. There we go.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. I'm making pork chops for dinner tonight. Seemed appropriate given the stream subject lol.
I did have pork dumplings before I went to the theater.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. So in this situation was Snowball taken to the city? A pig in the city. Wink wink.
No, I think the dogs just let her off and then maybe killed her. In the 54 version, it seems like the dogs kill Snowball. In the book, Snowball wiggles under a hedge and is never seen again, and they just make up rumors that Snowball is behind everything. I can write off the movie ticket, though, since I'm doing this for work. Technically. Where was I anyway? So, Snowball's lackluster departure out of the way. Trying to remember what happened next now. The movie was so fucking boring.
Patrick 0W Gawisha sent a super chat. Orwell's spinning body could now power a small country.
Ah, just like the windmill! Just like the windmill in the story!
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. I wonder where Charlotte is in all this?
Wrong pig movie. So yeah, things escalate quickly from there. The pigs, you know, they start moving into the house and stuff like that. But then, oh yeah, I think I have the clip. They give their money to the banker guy, to Wimpy the banker guy. And he can't believe they made money. He's like, well, the pigs are paying, so fuck it. I'll go along with this. And evil Elon Musk's mom is like, grr, I want that land. So I guess she starts trying to weasel in on it. But before even that, the pigs go, oh, hey, we have a whole bunch of excess money. What should we do with this excess money? They go shopping. They literally go to Pilkington's, like, big mall or something. think I have this clip. Ah, shit. I might have to look for it again. I thought I put it on my drive. Donkey Kong is the one thing keeping Seth afloat. Yeah, he was surprisingly good as Donkey Kong. I think I have the part where they fucking go shopping. I think I uploaded it anyway. This might be it, or at least part of it. So this is fucking real. This is fucking real.
Pig, just talk? Oh, wow.
Double butter pretzel.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I don't know where to put my eyes.
So lucky.
So, and here she's like, hey, you have a crush on Puff, huh? And he buys her a pretzel. That's the whole romance arc. He buys his love interest a pretzel. It's great. Oh yeah, Alan from... I keep forgetting he's Alan from Invincible, because his voice is, like, just kind of perfect for it, actually. So that's two characters where he... I have the rest of the mall shopping scene here. Thought I uploaded it with the other ones, but these are a little out of order. Just showing me my suggested files. Show me my recent files, damn it. No, I don't think I need to show the whole scene, but they go shopping. They go shopping in this big high-tech mall. And they buy a bunch of TVs and iPhones and clothes and stuff. Yeah, it's extremely cringe. But while they're there, all the humans start laughing at Seth Rogen Pig. Like, oh, look at him, a pig who thinks he's a person, ha ha ha, isn't that funny? And that hurts his little ego. So when they go home, and they're in the farmhouse, he says to the other pigs, we gotta start walking on two legs or they're gonna laugh at us. It was toward the end of the book that, I forgot to show this picture earlier. It's toward the end of the book that Napoleon and the other pigs started wearing clothes and walking on their hind legs. And they just started doing it suddenly, like Clover spots Napoleon, and Boxer was dead by now. How did you get down there, Ben? Oh, you're on the same layer as this guy, that's why. Whoops. Wrong layer, Crunk! Clover just starts whinnying and freaking out because the pigs are walking around the farm on two legs, and soon after they start wearing clothes. But in this movie, and now I have to make sure I get, I have to get Gatton Pig on his own layer. Hang on a second here. Technical difficulties. Get on your own layer! I'm on the right one, alright? There we go. So, that'll be Lucky. There we go. Benjamin, you have your layer back. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. Get back up there. So, yeah, she sees the pigs walking around one day, like, toward the end of the book, and she's just like, holy shit! And nobody can do anything about it at that point. They're just like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Walking on two legs, what are you gonna do about it, huh? Bastards. So, So Seth Rogen starts walking on his hind legs and teaches all the other ones to do too. Then they start dressing like LA hipsters. Let me see if we can just find screenshots from the movie. Animal Farm 2026. Let's find some screenshots. Do they show the pigs in the fucking clothes? Because they're all dressed like fuckboys. And it's really annoying. Yeah, this is where they first roll up on the other animals all walking on hind legs and the animals start freaking out. And they're like, ah, you're just like Jones now. And they're like, ah, nah. I accidentally didn't make a new layer when I was, when I was drawing Lucky. So you can find just any pictures of the pigs in clothes. So you can see how annoying it is. Well, it might be in the trailer. Might be in the trailer. We were kind of done with the trailer, but, this one, well, I guess you can see some of their outfits here. Oh, they showed this part in the trailer. That's why there's a GIF. Okay. So, yeah. So, like, fucking Lucky is wearing, like, a fucking white track hoodie. Tammy here's dressing like an Instagram e-thought. You know? Squealer increasingly gets, like, suits and ties. Now, Squealer in the movie, he just sucks up to Napoleon. he isn't really his propagandist. He kind of becomes, like, his assistant and, like, his PR guy. But, like, he barely plays the same role he did in the fucking book. You know? So, it's fucking pointless. It's fucking pointless. I was gonna do this, so yeah, so they start walking on two legs and wearing clothes and living like humans and using iPhones. There's a lot of phone bad. There's a lot of phone bad in this movie. And at one point, Napoleon's like, hey, I saved your life in the battle against the humans that one time, so I kind of see you like a son. And Squealer's like, can you see me as a son too? And he's like, fuck off, Squealer. So he's like, okay. So that's all that happens there. So then, let me go back to the trailer real quick, because it just shows parts of the end of the movie. So toward the end, they do build the water wheel. Napoleon, of course, thinks it's his idea, or says it's his idea, just like in the book, because you know Napoleon ousted Snowball, and then 3 weeks later said, we're gonna build that windmill. In fact, it was my idea, and Snowball stole it from me, and Snowball was in league with the humans from, like, the beginning. So, you just gotta trust me, bro. So in the movie, instead, the donkey says, hey, didn't you say building a water wheel was boring? And he goes, you're boring, shut up! And that's it. So they build the water wheel. And then for whatever reason, that impresses the fucking Frida Pinkleton lady. And she's like, hey, I'll make a, like, oh yeah, so, no, wait, no, hang on. So, I'm trying to remember now. It's like, it's already slipping out of my brain. This movie was so bad. So the pigs are partying in the farmhouse. They have electricity now, and they use it all on mood lighting, and having parties, and using their iPhones, and watching TV, and having high-tech shit. And Lucky is kind of getting drawn into this by Napoleon. So, he's a little complicit in it. And at one point, like, Puff, his love interest, takes off her clothes and walks on all fours again and says, I'm going back to the rest of the farm. You look what we've become. And he's like, but. And that's about the end of that conversation. Meanwhile, the animals are outside screaming that they're hungry and they don't have any food. So it wasn't, in the movie, it wasn't just that they're getting lower rations than the pigs. It's just the pigs aren't feeding them at all. And as the animals are complaining they have no food, one of Rich Bitch, I should draw her too, actually. Fucking, Elon Musk's mom here, Wait, I need to add her to the story. I was gonna draw her from memory, I don't fucking care. So she's got like a triangle head and her stupid swoosh hair. And, I guess she wears a suit? I'm not entirely sure. She kinda looks like that. Yeah, so, and she's very triangular in shape. So she decides like it's gotta be good marketing to make a deal with the pigs. I don't know why she comes to this conclusion, but
HSL sent a super chat. Here's some money to recoup the loss of having to watch this movie.
Thank you. You know, my sacrifices. I deserve all the apples after this, you know. For my sacrifice.
Itembradon868 sent a super chat. This movie doesn't even fit Angel Studios' catalog. The rest of their work is movies/series geared towards a conservative Christian audience, but this doesn't have that vibe. Why did Angel Studio produce this?
Now somebody is telling me that they just distributed it and didn't animate it? I'm not entirely sure.
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat. I consider this movie a sequel to the book. This is what Napoleon's communism lead the future generations to.
Made more sense with unreliable narrator Napoleon.
Sent a super chat. Wilbur and Snowball walk into the laughter house.
Did Wilbur walk into the laughter house? I thought Wilbur lived.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Why would they still need water wheels in the future anyway? If the humans can understand them and the bank takes their money, why wouldn't they just pay for electricity?
I think they shut off the electricity because when they were fucking around in the farmhouse, the electricity went off. So I think maybe it got shut off, so they decided to build their own electricity. But yeah, if they're just gonna pay the bank anyway, why wouldn't they just pay the electric bill? You know, they're making money. So that's a good question. They're making money. They're giving humans, like, actual cash money. So why couldn't they just pay the electric bill and use the grid that's already there? Because, again, the book was written in the 40s, when electricity was not as widespread. So it makes more fucking sense, you know? Yeah, so that's a plot hole. Good.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Can we watch the L.A. remake Moana trailer because why not?
Nah, but watch the Disparu one. I like to stay on topic.
At Cutie Appleby123 sent a super chat. My condolences for watching this.
It was less offensive and more just, why? Like, why? So, he starts getting, maybe we should have clothes Napoleon up here. Even though it's old-timey clothes, I don't care. I like my little, I forgot to use my little clothing Napoleon earlier, so Napoleon is starting to make deals with Elon Musk's mom, Frida Pinkleton, and again, she is a combination of the two farmers that flanked Animal Farm in the book. But we had to make it a white woman because, you know, white women are evil. So she's like, oh, think of the marketing, think of the optics, working together with talking pigs. And it's like, okay, if you think this is gonna be good, I mean, she just wants the land. Her proposal to him, they built the water wheel, it's working, it gives them power, the pigs mostly use it to power the house. And, but it works, it's made out of junk. She goes, hey, Napoleon, get out of here, Lucky, you're not even in the conversation. Napoleon, Napoleon, I have an idea. How about you let me build a big high-tech dam on your land, and I will give all the animals on the farm free food forever. And he's like, awesome, let's do that. So, like, she starts partying with them, too. Like, you see this in the trailer. So, after they make this deal, they blow up the water wheel. Now, look at this, oh, fuck, I lost my place again. Now, look, this is a tiny little brook. This is a tiny little brook they built the water wheel on, right? Like, it's barely anything. And she's saying, hey, Napoleon, if you let me build this dam, I can have electricity, all the electricity I need for, like, ever. If I can build a dam on your land. How the fuck is this much water gonna generate you fucking electricity for, like, your big Tesseract high-tech bullshit? You know, it doesn't even make any sense. But they end up blowing it up.
This is our home.
So the pigs agree to blow it up. And they build a massive dam there. We get to see some more of the pigs in there. This is the dam they're projecting video onto at the end of the movie. Yeah, look, and they're like, you get free food forever, everybody. But what turns out is, he's like, yeah, but we don't need the animals on Animal Farm anymore. So after we finish this deal for the dam, we're just gonna sell them all. We'll sell them off. We'll sell off all the other animals. We don't need animals on a farm, on this animal farm. Who's gonna grow your fucking crops, asshole? I guess they're gonna be generating money just from the dam, I guess, is the logic here. So, okay, sure. Whatever floats your boat. And we have this, actually this scene, I was just laying defeated in my chair at this point. You have Squealer drive a car into the pool, because I have a pool now.
Squealer! I parked the car! Let's have no one do that again! Animal Farm.
Yeah, so that's all it is. It's just like, oh, the pigs are just rich LA assholes partying all the time. And then they're driving fast cars. Woo. Prequel to Sing? Now that would be fun. So anyway, so yeah, at the end of the movie, Napoleon, they've erected this giant dam. I'll just have to go to the footage because I can tell you what's happening here. Where do they show it? Hold on, I'm trying to find... Here. This is what he's standing in front of here. And he's talking to a crowd of humans. It's all these same faceless guys in helmets that work for Pinkleton. Or Pinklington, whatever the fuck her name is. And so he's not even addressing the animals. He's addressing a crowd of humans here when they project all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others on the dam that lady Elon Musk has just built. And so the animals plan from there. All the normal farm animals, they sneak into this event somehow. They somehow evade all of the guard dogs. The guard dogs are just stupid. And they somehow, like, hack the broadcast. You know, all these fucking chickens and sheep and shit. They somehow hack the broadcast on the dam and just show a bunch of embarrassing footage of Napoleon that makes all the humans laugh at him because he hates being laughed at, guys. And then they piled all the fireworks he was gonna set off into a particular area that blows up the dam somehow. Just a bunch of fireworks blows up this high-tech, futuristic fucking dam that they built in, like, 3 days. Right? So... Oh, and I forgot to mention, what happens to Boxer, right. So what happens to Boxer in here, like, she's bringing in all these, like, Cybertruck backhoes, and one of them falls over.
Celebration.
You betcha.
Big day tomorrow.
This is gonna change everything, Napopo. Just you wait.
And they start calling him Napopo at some point. It's very unfunny. Like, these trucks just come in, and this one tilts, and this guy gets trapped. Boxer immediately goes to save him. So Boxer saves this human from being crushed by this Cybertruck backhoe here. And he collapses after helping pull it off the guy. And immediately a helicopter comes to airlift him from Evil Lady's business. And only Lucky notices it says, like, glue whatever on the helicopter. It's very underwhelming. He's just carted off in an airlift, and that's it. And he runs and Lucky runs into the room. Hang on, I can bring back my drink. Lucky runs into the room and says, "There's been some kind of mistake. Fucking Boxer got sent to the glue factory. He was supposed to be going to a hospital." And they're like, yeah, it's too late. He's already glue. Yeah, he's already glue. And Squealer's like, you could say he was the glue that held us all together. And then they just all laugh at sending this horse to his death. And that's when Lucky realizes, oh my god, they're all assholes. Like, this is when we get the line, Lucky looked between the two of them, and he couldn't tell the difference between the humans and the pigs anymore. Oh! So then he runs off, and he goes and sees his girlfriend, who I haven't drawn. And he's like, he goes and sees all the other animals. Well, except Boxer. Boxer's dead. And Clover doesn't exist in the movie, so I guess it's just Benjamin here. So he goes to Benjamin and the others. Including his girlfriend. He says, guys, I was a real asshole. And they're like, you were a real asshole. I was a real asshole. What are we gonna do about it? He's like, well, I have the power of friendship. He basically says, I have my friends, and we'll fight for freedom! So, yeah, and that's when they enact their plan to, embarrass Napoleon at the dam, and then the dam breaks, right? And I don't think we have any footage of the ending, and neither do I.
At Tyler Preston 699 send a super chat. Oh god. Just realized that is just the 2012 Lorax.
I wonder if Lorax might be worse, to tell you the truth. It might be worse. This is just mostly boring and confusing. And look how many goddamn, like, names are on here. Annie Venture, The Imaginarium, Cinesite, Quebec, Canada. This is a Canadian production? No wonder! But yeah, it was like 3 fucking logos before we even got to the fucking movie.
I trained 0W Gawisha sent a super chat. We've reached planetary levels from Orwell's body.
The planet's just gonna explode from the energy release. I mean, I could maybe make these stickers if you guys want. Maybe fucking Napoleon on his feet here. Or Squealer. So anyway, so they blow up the dam with fireworks. I am not kidding. I have no footage of this, so I'm just gonna have to puppet it, I guess. And, put old Napoleon away. Let's have new Napoleon here. Squealer's, he's basically out of the plot now. So, at the end of the movie, The dam breaks and the entire farm floods. It floods for miles around. And again, did we see how much water was coming into that water wheel? Damming this up for like a day was enough to flood like the entire area for like 5 miles. How does that work?
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. The one seller fandom came out of the Lorax 2012. That alone makes it worse.
It is, and everyone should watch the Sarah Zed video on that. It's very funny. Was it the other chick that did that? I don't know. It was one of them. Yeah, so the entire farm floods when the dam breaks. Elon Musk's mom and Napoleon try to get away in a car, and everyone just ends up in the water. And eventually, so everyone's like finding like cover and finding things to float on. Nobody dies, of course. And Lucky's like, I still need to go talk to Napoleon and tell him he broke the rules and he has to leave Animal Farm. A callback to the rule they made up at the beginning of the movie. Because he's definitely gonna listen to you now. Like, you need to leave, mister! You've caused all sorts of trouble! You know, so these two end up on the grain silo where the rules are written on, that's floating in the water. And they're arguing with each other. And he's like, I saw you as a son! And he's like, no, you didn't! And then they fight. And then, the grain silo ends up getting turned and starts sinking. And Napoleon gets stuck under the sinking grain silo and just sinks into the water and dies. Meanwhile, Lucky gets out. Though it's a fake out death at first. They're like, we lost Lucky! And then the rooster's like, he's right there! And it's like, Lucky! And then the movie ends on that one shot in the trailer. So the whole farm is flooded. Where do they show the cast list? The whole farm is flooded. It comes back to Lucky telling the story of everything that just happened in the immediate aftermath. So we start the movie with him saying, there once was a pig named Lucky who had a big dream and wished on a star for freedom. Or maybe that was Boxer's narration. I don't know. But then it's Lucky telling the story by this point. And he's telling it to the kids sitting next to him that were there, just what had happened. And he's telling everybody the story of everything they just went through. And it just ends with, it would sure be hard to make their new dream come true, but the lesson is, everyone doesn't always know what's right, and you should work hard for your friends. That's the conclusion they come to. It's like, well, Snowball wasn't right either. You can't rely on someone just being correct. You have to think for yourself and just be free. And real freedom is working hard to support your friends and the people you love. And it's like, your whole farm is flooded. You're all gonna starve to death. You know, all the fields are how you gonna eat? And like, the fucking banker just floats by on a board at the end. Like, just keep the farm. It's okay, it's cool, I'll see myself out. So like, it's just, okay, the bank's just not gonna charge them money for the land anymore. The land is completely fucking flooded anyway. They're all gonna die. Oh. Well, I mean, Boxer died for nothing in the book, too, but the book is supposed to end bleakly. But yeah, it ends with Boxer, like, saying, and me and the other animals and the stars would watch over them, and it's like they couldn't figure out how to fucking end it. You know? We did it, Patrick! We saved the city! So there you go, that's the fucking movie I just watched. She crawled out of the car in the water and was sitting on top of the car, and then we never see her again. So maybe she drowned, I don't know. I mean, she still owns all the land around the farm. She still has a big fuck-off business with a giant Tesseract building. Like, but somebody told me Disparu has a video about this movie that might be worth looking into. Because, God, I remember watching that guy, and he said something so fucking ridiculous. I don't remember what it was. He was going off about some fucking movie. It was like the worst video I've ever seen. Right now there's no way to throw tomatoes on YouTube, unfortunately. I am looking into a system that might allow it with chat commands, but so yeah. So I think that might be fun. Let's just do a react at the end. Why not? Why not? This guy's reviews suck anyway. Disparu. Is he gonna call it woke? Is he gonna call it fucking woke? Let's find out, I guess. It's 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Let's see. What? Which one should I watch? Animal Farm Backlash, Paid Shills cover up Orwell's destruction! I mean, I wouldn't call it destruction. It's, like I said, it's not so much offensive as just why. Like, why did you make this? Why did you make the decisions that you made? I do not understand. He's like a chud guy. He's like one of these culture war retards who thinks like it's important to talk about the politics in movies because so I guess we'll watch the he must have gotten an early screener though. There's a bunch of people who got screeners who were able to do reviews early. So let's just see what this guy has to say.
Animal Farm is so bad, it's enough to turn George Orwell fascist. There are bad movies, and then there are movies that drain all life and joy out of a person's soul. 6-year-olds.
You should watch the Animal Farm vs. Lord of the Flies rap battle as a palate cleanser.
Maybe we'll do that next. Maybe we'll do that next. Remind me, guys. Remind me. How do I speed this man up? I'm gonna pause supers for now. Let's see how bad this is. Oh, coming up, as if we're in rapt attention for you laughing at bad reviews.
Too savvy for this.
Talk about the goddamn movie.
They want this!
Animal Farm reviews are out, and they're
bad
not
editing.
kind. At 36% over the first 11 reviews. And a lot of the good ones, they don't seem to understand the
36% is too high.
book at all. I do think letting professional critics review
Oh, do you understand the book, my friend? Do you? Because I bet you don't.
Animal Farm first was a terrible strategy. As given the alignment of professional critics, I'm surprised when they say things like, enough of Orwell's raw material remains for Animal Farm to be recognizable, but far too disorderly to substitute the book. While it...
That is one thing I noticed. They really, like, glaze over a lot of things. It's like, the beginning is like the Cliff Notes, kind of. And I remember sitting there at one point thinking, I only know what's going on right now because I just read the book last night. Like, I know what things in the book they're referring to, but if you hadn't read the book, you might be kind of fucking confused.
May struggle to satisfy die-hard Orwell purists.
Activate cute eyes.
I'd rather gouge them out.
The film still takes a political stance and delivers an emphatic message celebrating...
This is your problem. All these people who want children's films to be the hotbed of politics. Stop it! And no, it doesn't give a political stance. It just goes, freedom is good. Work hard for your friends and everything will work out. Even though we're looking at a farm that's been completely flooded and is now useless.
Equality and the power of the collective. I mean, there's an obvious problem with that. The book wasn't about celebrating equality or the power of the...
Playing snippets as a preview, I think works for streamers, but like for a fucking edited video like this, I mean...
Collective.
This milk ain't gonna drink itself.
It's supposed to be shared.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing. That was another thing I forgot to mention. Thank you for reminding me, Disparu. So, they're all drinking the milk at the beginning. Incidentally, in the movie, they actually kept the plot point that the cows needed to be milked and the pigs were doing it. But all the animals were sharing the milk. And then you just have this one scene of Napoleon saying, here, guys, some extra milk. And Lucky's like, oh, I don't know, Mr. Napoleon, I think this is against the rules. You know, and it's like... No, it's so much better in the book because they're just like, don't worry about the milk, comrades. The pigs will take care of it. Go harvest the hay. And by the time they got back, oh, the milk was up and gone. And then the pigs are saying, well, we need all the milk and all the apples, you know, to fuel our big brains so we can run the farm. You need us. Do you want Jones to come back?
At Varish Wolf 95 sent a super chat. So, how bad was it?
Pretty bad. Now we're watching somebody's bad review on it. And why did my... Oh, I think it's because I have it full screen by accident. stop capturing for me. No! I mean, it wouldn't be my stream without, like, some kind of, fucking problem. Alright, so yeah, so they even screwed up the whole milk thing, even though they kept in the cow plot point, even though the cows weren't characters, they were just... The cows weren't even characters, they didn't even talk, they just mooed. So I don't even know why they kept that plot point in, if they were just gonna fuck it up, you know?
Drink itself.
It's supposed to be
Mother's milk, if only he was here to tell me this movie sucked.
shared.
If anything, it was about the dangers of both. That's why, as this film is being distributed by Angel Studios, if anything, it was quality. There's an obvious problem with that. The book wasn't about celebrating equality or the power of the collective.
This milk ain't gonna drink itself.
It's supposed to be shared.
If anything, it was about the dangers of both. That's why,
The dangers of equality, sir? No, the book is about how communist revolutions get co-opted by people like Stalin and turned into dictatorships. Which, again, Orwell thought more positively about communism and thought it could work if the right people did it. I disagree and think Animal Farm is a very good example of what will always happen.
this film is being distributed by Angel Studios, a studio which produces and distributes values-based entertainment, with much of its content carrying Christian themes, and it kind of makes the...
Well, Christian, quote-unquote, they're Mormons, it's a whole other kettle of fish right there, sir.
Christian themes, and it kind of makes the reviews redundant, because I don't know if they don't like the politics of it, can't understand the politics of it, or whether it's just genuinely a bad movie. On its face,
they just made a bad kids film, dude. It's really not that deep. I didn't see anything that was supposed to be propaganda in the movie. I don't think it was... Honestly, it is just wrote by the books, mid-tier children's film. If you ignore that it's based on fucking Animal Farm, it's just, you know, oh, there's a little dude who's the main character, and there's a bad dude who's ingratiating himself to him, and he has a little love interest, and then the love interest is not happy with the goings-on, and then he reconsiders, and then he tells the big mean man what for. You know, it like, every beat is just a typical, like, straight-to-video kids film. You know, like Video Brinquedo shit.
Animal Farm is a movie that would fit under Angel Studios' values-based entertainment reputation. But according to the reviews, it doesn't meet that at all. And I think I'm right to be worried that Hollywood has misinterpreted the books, especially when there are some...
This ain't Hollywood. Angel Studios is not Hollywood, my dude. They're an independent Mormon movie company. This is... Andy Serkis has been trying to get this movie made for 14 fucking years, and these are the only people he could get to animate and distribute it. Though some people are telling me they didn't even animate it, they just distributed it, but they also did that David movie, so they might have an animation division. I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up right now.
Comments like, Animal Farm targets capitalism, not Soviet-style repression. Tonally Banana's update won't please kids, parents, or all-well completists. So basically...
I mean, by target capitalism, just, oh, the pigs bought a bunch of high-tech stuff and they're on their phones too much, and phone bad, guys, and they're partying like LA douchebags, phone bad, everybody. Like, if that's your capitalist critique, it's nothing.
Anybody. Sloppy animated adaptation trades political insights for potty humor.
Surprisingly, not as much potty humor as I was expecting.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Kids film? So Animal Farm Happy Meals when?
Does it also come with some horse glue? This guy is so unserious. I can't even remember what video it was where he said something so completely ridiculous, but I can't even remember what it was now. I just remembered it was this guy. So, like, there was, like, really only one instance of potty humor where Seth Rogen Pig was like, I'm free, check this out! He goes on for, like, a minute-long fart, and that was literally it. He farts once. Yeah.
Kid reading novella is ripe for reimagining, which, given that this is variety, I assume that means perverting, subverting, undermining, lying.
They didn't really undermine it, they just smoothed it down into just nothing. I don't even know why their own page claims that it, like, shows the dangers of communism. Communism doesn't come up a single fucking time. Nothing resembling communism comes up a single fucking time in this fucking movie. They don't even call each other comrade. That's another thing in the book they would do a lot. Like, oh, you don't need to sing your song of revolution anymore. The revolution has been completed. It's complete now. We have a new society. Stop it. It's banned. You know?
About, but you know, it's got Seth Rogen in it. Has that ever been a selling point to anyone?
Got into all this because I love movies, but now I have this fear that my job is to ruin them.
Screen Rant chimed in with some adaptations. It's.
Well, I will say, see if I picture it. I will say Woody Harrelson as Boxer the Horse. If this was a better adaptation, he would be perfect. He was like the only part of the movie I enjoyed. I will say that.
Seems are far less equal than others. Animal Farm completely betrayed.
Well, it was a David and Goliath movie, so you know that's on brand for them, but still.
He's the source material. Animal Farm is so bad, it's enough to turn George Orwell fascist. A Trump
I'm gonna laugh at other people's jokes. It weren't mine.
era makeover for the classic is totally misjudged. From terrible songs to toilet humor. What does Animal Farm have to do?
Now, there's no singing, but there is, like, you know, 2010s DreamWorks era annoying, like, montage sequences with, like, pop music over it.
With Donald. I don't care which side of which aisle you come from. If you think that Animal Farm has anything to do with world events related to him, you need your head seeing too. And I say that as an outsider, as at the moment all of the reviews are basically impossible to trust, as they all come from a biased, one-sided perspective. Do you-
Did you see the fucking movie? I thought you had a screener because you uploaded this 8 days ago, but are you just looking at the reviews and saying, oh, the movie must have been desecrated? And it's like, you haven't even fucking watched it. I mean, yeah, it's bad, but it's like, again, it's like you can't even be mad at it. It's just more confusing than anything.
You think you can trust the Access media to be unbiased when it comes to politics?
Access media. Again, this is a fucking Mormon studio.
I don't.
You're wearing clothes!
Converting Animal Farm into shudder-worthy nightmares is certainly one way to go with it. The misjudgments of this film are so legion that it's hard to know where to start. Bouncy musical montages grating to chart pop. Pigs going on a shopping spree. Hideous character designs.
Actually, you know what? I think the character designs are at least pretty solid, because I could keep track of who was who, even though I didn't realize that Snowball was Snowball at first until they actually said her fucking name.
Oh, this one is not looking good. Andy Serkis' Animal Farm is an abomination. It's a tonal nightmare, featuring the voices of Seth Rogen.
Tonal nightmare is a good descriptor, because again, it whiplash with this, like, high-tech futuristic shit. Where's my little videos? Like, just total tonal whiplash with this shit. With, like, all this high-tech garbage going on. And again, this is supposed to tell us that lady's evil. Like, I didn't even know she was a farmer up until now. Yeah, but, like, all this high-tech bullshit, like, why did you set it in, like, the future? That is the biggest question here. Like, why did you just set it in the 40s?
Rogen, that would be a tonal nightmare for anybody. There are bad movies.
Yeah, the animation is okay. Like, the animation is pretty decent. It's not as bad as it could be. There were a few shots I actually liked. There was one, like, all the shots of Lucky and Napoleon arguing on the grain silo after the fucking farm floods. I actually was like, oh, those are actually pretty good shots. I actually like the lighting here. This is nice. If it was, you know, not this movie, maybe it could be good, you know? But I think the character designs are actually pretty solid, you know? From my perspective, I didn't find them to be, you know, I found them to be just fine. Just fine. Like, the animation's fine, the character designs are fine, you know? I'm not holding the animators. I'm not holding anything against the animators.
Seth Rogen, that would be a tonal nightmare for anybody. There are bad movies, and then there are movies that drain all life and joy.
Oh, you wanted me to watch the other one where he's actually seen it? Okay. This is boring anyway. Let's watch his actual review.
Do paid promotion, the contents of which directly contradict all of
now,
the-
Did you see the fucking movie, asshole? Or are you just bitching about what other people say about it? No, he's just bitching about Twitter. Okay, here we go.
This Animal Farm is so bad it's enough to turn George Orwell fascist.
The Animal Farm backlash keeps getting worse, and is only escalating. Now Angel Studios has decided to do...
V for Vendetta would work in the far future, but we better get a better adaptation than the fucking movie. Because... please read the V for Vendetta comic, please.
Paid promotion, the contents of which directly contradict all of the non-paid reviews. Now, even from its first trailer, people saw what this movie...
So he is so culture war poisoned. He's like, oh, people are trying to shill for this movie to convince us it's good and political. And it's like, bro, it's a shitty children's movie by a fucking Mormon studio that isn't even part of Hollywood. Nobody fucking cares.
Paid reviews. Now, even from its first trailer, people saw what this movie was and didn't like it, getting massively downvoted from its very first trailer. And when the critics' reviews came out, yeah, they didn't like it either. The problem is that while the original book was designed as a critique of Soviet Russia, of communism, to the point where even the CIA decided to use it as propaganda during the Cold War, this...
I mean, it's good propaganda if you want to convince people that fucking Soviet communism is bad, which it was.
Remake specifically targets capitalism, and as I haven't seen it...
But it doesn't! It's just, oh, the pigs go on a shopping spree with their magic paper, and they buy iPhones, and they party, and phone bad. It's like not even... Like, okay, like, evil businesswoman... Pigs spending money bad, but it's like, it's not even talking about capitalism, really. It's like, these are just archetypes. It's just like, oh, we need a big bad guy in the movie. They should be a big bad business person, you know? Like, that's all that, like, that, I don't think they thought about it further than that.
Yeah, I've only got third-party accounts to go off, so I was a bit...
You didn't see the fucking movie, asshole! I at least went out and watched it to complain about it!
Dubious about this in my last video, but having looked into it further and more people have coming out having seen the movie, that's definitely what it is. At one point, Tim Pool was even going to debate...
No, it's just a stupid, vapid children's movie!
Angel Studios off it, with him taking it's definitely anti-capitalist, and them go, no, it's just like the book. Well, that wasn't until they cancelled. You know, just no one from the production team or Angel could make it. They're just...
Tim Pool wanted to debate the production team... or Angel Studios? Are you stupid? Hey, come on my podcast and debate me about the children's movie you just made. Are we for fucking real right now? I watched a video the other day about how millennials are fucking themselves by running on Disney morality, because so many people are so emotionally stunted, they still take their morality and their ideology and their politics from children's movies. And I think that's true.
At John Williams WL9PX sent a super chat, suggesting a new V for Vendetta film is enough for Alan Moore to place a curse on you.
I want a good one that's actually about Thatcherism. Instead of what they did with the movie, which was still set it in England, but try to make it about the Bush administration, and it was stupid!
So busy, they can't spend a couple of hours to hop on a Zoom call. Time is money, and they just don't have any to spare.
Why the fuck should they go on some Chucklefucks podcast? They don't owe you anything! They're just a bunch of dopes who made a bad movie. Why the fuck do they... Why should they subject themselves to this?
After they've been paying a load of people to post social media reactions.
Paid partners. So... Tucker Carlson. Oh, they paid Tucker Carlson to say, go see the movie, and say nothing else about it! Angel.com/Tucker? Hang on. Also, Angel.com, they must have paid a lot of money to get that. Oh, it's just his promo. It's just his promo to buy tickets. Yeah, paid promotion. He's not praising it or anything. He's just saying, go see the movie. Here's my code. That's like nothing. That's nothing. I don't even like Tucker Carlson, but... What else is this guy say? Tim Pool, Animal Farm debate was canceled as no one from the production team or Angel could make it. Meaning they just didn't answer you. Probably nobody fucking answered him. Look at the tweet right below that he didn't read. Tim, no one cares about Animal Farm. Which freaking button are you pushing? Got him! Long story short, the film is a critique of modern capital systems. The animals rebel against Elon Musk's mom and a pig that sold the farm in a private equity deal and then kill all her employees. Well, nobody died in the flood, though. It's a children's movie. They specifically made sure to show, like, oh, they're all just swimming around, they're all fine.
Of potty humor. Well, how about this for you?
I'm about to fart right now.
Oh. Yeah.
This is the sound of freedom.
That's
the single fart joke in the movie, though. But why are you making me defend this movie? That is the single fart joke in the movie. There was actually far less bathroom humor than I expected.
sound and smell of freedom. Sickly face. I just can't remember if... It kind of rings a bell, you know? If anything to do with Angel Studios has to do with the sound of freedom.
Yeah.
Are you serious, bro? He's trying to turn this into, like, a political thing. But also, there is a funny scene in the book. The first time the pigs get into the whiskey in the basement of the farmhouse, they find a bunch of whiskey. And they all get shit-faced. And they all sleep in the next day. And the next morning, Squealer... And they kind of do this bit, and they rush it, and they just ruin it. But Squealer comes out and says, "Our brave leader, Napoleon, is dying! He says he's been poisoned!" And it turns out he just had a really bad hangover. And it's funny. And they kind of do that in the movie, but Seth Rogen immediately plows up the door with like a water bag on his head going, "Oh, I'm fine, guys, I'm fine!"
Hear that? That's the sound of freedom.
Sound of Freedom is one of those films that can legitimately change this world.
Ah yes, that would be the movie
Okay, so he farted and made fun of another one of their movies? Why do I care?
about rescuing children from traffickers. Can't remember who published that, though. Oh yeah, Angel Studios.
Open their eyes.
Are you complaining that they made a movie about people busting child traffickers? Are you mad that they made a title drop reference to it after a pig farted? What are you mad about?
Eyes to the dark reality of millions of children that need our help.
That's the sound of freedom.
This is the sound of freedom.
That would be the surprise box office hit that Hollywood absolutely despised because it was mired in controversy as they thought it played into right-wing theories. And so Andy Serkis and...
Because they thought the movie was right-wing, Andy Serkis must be making fun of it, except it's another movie by Angel Studios, you fucking idiot! They're referencing one of their own movies in another one of their movies! Studios do this all the fucking time! I was just talking about the recent episode of The Boys that, hang on, let me click off for a second. I was just talking about the recent episode of The Boys that gave us this lovely image of Seth Rogen cut in half. And that whole sequence in this episode was literally a meta supernatural reunion. Like, companies make references to their other works, and directors make references to their other works all the fucking time. And he's trying to say this is like some conspiracy against right-wingers because a pig farted and said the title of another movie they made? Is this dude for real? Look how many people skipped this part. You can see the little dot. How many people skipped this part to there? Ah, it's funny. So, Jesus Christ, bro, this is a reach and a half. It's a movie they made!
Hollywood absolutely despised because it was mired in controversy as they thought it played into right-wing theories.
This is from who? Who wrote this article? Where is this from? What website? What publication? You're saying everybody in the world thought this movie played into the QAnon movement? I barely heard of it.
And so Andy Serkis and Seth Rogen that voices that pig seemed to decide that this was their moment to use the very money gained from the same studio to show what they thought of the movie.
This is the sound of freedom.
Angel Studios was referencing another one of their movies and another one of their movies, as is a common practice for many people. Oh, you are so fucking... I wish I could remember what the really stupid thing... Like, I watched this guy's video. He said something really fucking stupid, and I stopped watching him. I wish I could remember what it was. I'm so close. I'm so close to remembering what he was talking about. I might have to look it up in my history just to see.
Care. Values-based entertainment.
This guy would be amazing at Twister.
Indeed. Maybe be a bit more picky in the future. For instance... Don't choose a guy that was a member of the Socialist Workers' Party, or a guy that wants to release the movie on May 1st. It's a bit unusual, isn't it? Often movies in America are released on a Thursday, or even a Wednesday, not a Friday. And yet May 1st just happens to be International Workers' Day, which in Europe is a day established for Labour, Socialist and Marxist Party.
Okay, they probably did that on purpose, but who cares?
How's that sponsorship looking for you now, Tucker?
The coolest movie we can imagine. This is a movie to watch with your kids.
Because even Screen Rant is like,
that's the only, all he can find of Tucker Carlman talking about this movie is, here's my code to get discounts on tickets. You can watch this with your kids. Like, I don't like Tucker Carlman either. But, like, bro, you are really stretching. He was like, how's they take that, Tucker Carlson? You're taking money from socialists. It's like, this dude is so stupid.
This is a movie that completely betrays the source material. What the clock?
It does, but again, I don't think it's purposefully trying to undermine the source material. I think it's just incompetent. Really, it's just a bunch, obviously somewhere, like, I heard Andy Serkis, again, Andy Serkis was trying to make this movie for like 14 fucking years. I heard he wanted a serious movie at first. Whatever, through wheelings and dealings and just trying to get this shit fucking made, we ended up here. There was probably some idiots on a board saying, we need more things for the kids. We have to make this more suitable for the kids, you know?
What was Andy Serkis thinking? Depressing allegory that adds a new villain based on Elon Musk. And a happy Hollywood ending. Of course they had to add in an entirely new character.
Was it a happy Hollywood ending? Because oops, fuck me, I didn't mean to, I was trying to pause. But, like, was it a happy Hollywood ending? Because, like, the whole farm got flooded, and it was like, are they gonna have to work real hard for a new dream now? And the end. And Boxer will be watching them from horse heaven.
Depressing allegory that adds a new villain based on Elon Musk. And a happy Hollywood ending. Of course they had to add in an entirely new character, who, it does seem to be the consensus.
Oh, thank you, Kiko Rosa. He was sending me some weird DMs earlier, and I thought he might be hacked. Yes, if you get a DM from the real Dan the Man asking you to test a game, don't download it. In fact, don't download any DMs of anybody saying, hey, I'm working on a game for college. Could you test it for me? One of my colleagues got hacked by that recently. One of my Discord members got hacked by that recently. So just be very careful, because if you download it, it's mega malware, and they will get all your passwords and shit. So, yeah, he was sending me some DMs that sounded off, and I did DM him back, but I figured he might be hacked. It's a hack that's been going around a lot. So keep your shit safe. If somebody DMs you out of the blue saying, can you test a game for me? Don't fucking download it. They've probably been hacked.
It's just that she's based on Elon Musk, or as Tim Pool pointed out,
here's Frida Pilkington. Here's Elon Musk's mom. She's driving a Cybertruck.
Gone are the days where Napoleon...
Well, isn't she also voiced by Glenn Close, though? Do we remember what Glenn Close looks like, guys? Do you remember what Glenn Close looks like? Kind of very similar. So, maybe, just because she resembles Elon Musk's mom, maybe she actually resembles her voice actor, Glenn Close. Did you consider that? Who is also a lady, an old lady with short gray hair. So, I mean, I can see it, but there is another explanation.
Napoleon is evil because he's evil, and that's why he's a communist. Instead, no, he just falls foul of the temptation, not understanding money,
Well, actually, that is a point. It does seem more like the animals are just being tricked by the humans throughout the movie, so even Napoleon, it's like, kind of almost not his fault. He's kind of dumb and tricked into it by the humans and taken advantage by them. So even Napoleon, who is a ruthless bastard in the book, who sicks dogs on other animals and has them confess to crimes they didn't commit, and, like, rules the farm with an iron fist, they make him just kind of hapless and easily taken advantage of by the humans.
And in capitalism, because she exploits him. Also, she can get him into debt to take ownership over the farm and extract profit from it.
They are planning to kill us.
Well, that's... no. Like, they have that one joke where he's like, oh, she gave me the card on credit, and then later he's like, we're out of money, because I have to pay magic paper every month for the credit! So, and that's when they start deciding to sell the other animals. So, it's not really a big plot point, it's like 2 lines.
Us sell us off, and take away our land in a private equity deal, we have to revolt against this.
They don't call it a private equity deal in the movie. Nothing like that. In fact, they weren't selling off the farm. She had them building a dam on the land. That was the plan. Like, evil Elon Musk's mom was like, if I can build a dam on your farm, I'll have electricity, all the electricity I need, because for whatever reason, that little brook being dammed up was going to give her mega electricity. And they build that giant dam, and then the dam breaks and floods the farm because the other animals blow it up with fireworks. So at no point is she trying to buy the farm. She wants them to supply her with electricity, and she will in turn supply them with grain, and that's it. So no, she was not trying to buy the farm in a private equity deal. They were paying money to the bank at the beginning of the movie because Farmer Jones was in debt. So, like, is this Tim Pool? I bet you're bald under that fucking beanie, boy.
Literally, the apex, the crescendo, is the animals deciding to have a communist revolution.
Does any of this sound like Orwell's book to you? Except for the fact that it's very Orwellian what they're doing. Animal Farm.
I will agree, this movie being made is the definition of Orwellian, yes. But, I don't think this dude has read the book either. He always says it doesn't sound like the book. Well, no, it doesn't, but what do you know about the book, actually?
Farm is an abomination. A tonal nightmare. I'm worth it all.
No, I'm not from Minnesota, I'm from Rhode Island. That might be why my accent sounds familiar. I can't pronounce certain words very well because I'm autistic, so I kind of go really Canadian on them sometimes. So that might be what's confusing you.
Woke said, much of the film focuses on Lucky's unease at being manipulated by the flash and glamour of Rogen's party lifestyle. It's consumerism. And as the Telegraph said, although...
Consumerism? Why didn't you say, who's Lucky? He weren't in the book. You keep talking about the book. You haven't read it, have you?
Orwell may have loathed capitalism just as much as communism. He'd have hated this movie even more. It's an hour and a half packed with so little joy, poignant...
Well, first you'd have to explain to him 3D animation. That'd be a conversation you'd have to have with Orwell first, I think.
Or intellectual nourishment that they fled the damn thing taking huge gulps of air. It misses the point entirely. To the point where Deadline says that this is a clever and chilling...
See, it doesn't even miss the point. Like, it wasn't even aiming for the point. It just was trying to finish a movie, I think. You know? It's very all over the place.
Take on Orwell's classic.
Look, I didn't vote for incest being decriminalized in Rhode Island, alright? Leave me alone.
It comes across as very meta. You see,
it's not just one of the smallest states. It is the smallest state. We have a lot of gumption, though. We're very feisty.
Orwell's book never needed to be updated for a modern audience because the whole thing about a timeless classic is it's just as relevant now as then. There's two sides of every coin, and the same tactic, the same manipulations, the same story that was going on in that book is happening now. In the book, the pigs exploited their moral...
What in the book is happening now, sir? Describe it, because I don't think you've actually read it.
And the same tactic, the same manipulations, the same story that was going on in that book is happening now. In the book, the pigs exploited their moral betters. They exploited things like suicidal empathy. They used virtue signaling to cover up their self-interest to...
Suicidal empathy? Where the fuck was that in the book? I guess at some points they tell them that it'd be, you know, it's an honor to die for Animal Farm when they have to, like, literally battle the humans, but...
Getting what they want. Oh no, we need those milk and apples. Yes, you thought they were going to be shared over all of you, but we need them. Look, some of us don't even like them. We don't even like them, but we have to sacrifice because pigs need that for their brains to develop, and we're running
Okay, he is referencing an actual thing in the book right now.
Everything, so we need these extra resources that I don't like. I wouldn't be eating them, but I'm doing it for you. Because if I don't have the brain power, then I can't run this farm for you and help you all, and you will suffer.
He's at least read one paragraph, I guess.
So you need to give them to me. How is this any different than the idea of representation? Oh, well, I don't want to take that person's job over there whose farm...
The pigs hoarding all the apples and milk and saying they need it because they're the big brains who make all the policy is kind of like representation in movies, guys. Like, the pigs hoarding all the apples and pigs is kind of like... The pigs hoarding all the apples and milk is kind of like when they put a black person in a movie, guys. It's kind of like that. What is this dude's deal? Oh my god.
Representation. Oh, well, I don't want to take that person's job over there who's far more qualified for the role. But you just don't understand how he's just one person and I represent all of these millions of people that have never seen themselves.
So, is he comparing minorities who are represented in movies to the pigs in Animal Farm? Who are clearly, like, the English upper class? Okay.
So Make Me Rich... Of course, that would be too close to the bone to Hollywood. As a genuine adaptation of Orwell...
All these minorities trying to get representation in movies, they want all my apples!
...work would be a critique on them, of Hollywood, of Californian ideology, of Portland.
Hands.
The Mormons are in Utah! Where is Angel Studios located, anyway? Where are they located? It's gotta be in Utah, right? He's calling a bunch of Mormons who made a movie Californian elites. Where are their headquarters? Utah! They're in fucking Utah! Disparu! They're in fucking Utah! These are not Hollywood people! These are not LA people! They make fun of Hollywood LA people in the movie with the pigs! Let's go back to the trailer real quick. Utah's where the Mormons come from! I don't know why that is getting a big reaction out of me, but it is. Utah, Disparu! Fucking Utah! Anyway, they are making fun of LA people! Look how these guys are dressed! They're driving around douchebag Cybertrucks and convertibles! They're at pool parties, they're drinking alcohol and eating food to excess, and they're all dressed like Hassan Piker and his friends! They're making fun of LA people! You can't turn around and then say it's these Hollywood elites making this movie! Jesus Christ, bro! Jesus Christ! He's like saying, oh, minorities that want representation in media, the baddies. And this is what happens when you're so brain poisoned, you do all of your politics through fucking pop culture. Especially when it's like not even like there, you're just making it up. Pool hopping, exactly.
Are we the baddies?
It would showcase every tactic they're doing laid bare. Designed
I'm glad you asked me to watch this, whoever asked me to watch this.
Specifically for critique. And as this adaptation wants to be a kid's film, it would have turned into Hollywood making the next generation despise their ideology. Like it does...
What ideology? What generation is being made to despise what ideology, sir? Maybe be a little more clear on that. Again, Angel Studios is in Utah. It's an independent studio. It's an independent studio run by fucking Mormons that had to be kickstarted out of bankruptcy. These are not elite Hollywood, California people. Are you I mean, like, Andy Serkis is, sure, and Seth Rogen, but they didn't produce the goddamn movie, and those are the people Tim Pool was, like, badgering for, like, a podcast interview.
The next generation despise their ideology.
Which is what? Capitalism? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Are you dog whistling right now? I can't hear it because I'm not a dog.
Like it deserves. And so, of course, anyone in Hollywood couldn't allow that. And it was never their intention to. In an interview with Andy Serkis from way back in 2013, he said, we have a clear idea of the politics of the adaptation. Which is weird.
But yeah, fucking over 20 years ago. No, 10 years ago, rather. He didn't read the whole damn thing. Andy Serkis, well, I've always wanted to make a version of Animal Farm. It's going to be completely performance capture driven. Well, that didn't happen. I guess back in 2013 he was thinking of making it like the Polar fucking Express or something. Every single character is driven by an actor. It will be authored by those actors on a stage with a director, and we have a clear idea of the politics. First and foremost, we are not making a film about communism and Stalinism because if Orwell was writing the story today, he would be talking about other relevant topics like globalization and corporate greed. Okay, I guess you got him there. I mean, those messages even were completely flattened in the movie, and it's just nothing. It's just nothing. It's empty calories is what it is. But that's also a stupid fucking statement from Andy Serkis. Oh, we're gonna make an Animal Farm adaptation, but we're not gonna make it about communism. The whole fucking thing is an allegory for communism and Stalinism. Why would you want to take that out? And it's it's relevant to today because you got a bunch of idiots in the United States going, yeah, we should all just become socialists and communists. Socialism and communism means you don't have to work and all of your luxuries just come from somewhere, made by someone. You know, they're the pigs. You know, they are the pigs. That would be perfect to, like, fire at them. What else did he say that he's skipping here? We're investigating that world. The world of the overarching ego that corrupts the innocence of the potential utopia that the animals create. Since it never would have been a utopia, it was always going to fail. Even in the original book, the pigs are front and center, listening to Old Major's speech. The pigs were always going to do this. So, if you like the archetypes, all the characters are exactly the same and will represent the same as the book. Really? Well, Snowball wasn't a girl in the book, for one thing. Napoleon was the sole tyrant. He wasn't being tricked by humans. That fucking rooster wasn't a character in the book. Neither were Puff and Tammy. So what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, God. It's just that we're not pinning them down to specific political targets. I.e. Napoleonism, Stalinism, Trotskyism. Did you think Napoleon was supposed to actually represent Napoleon and not Stalin? Andy Serkis might be dumb, guys. And Trotsky was, Squealer, I think. We're making a family film. It's a family picture. And it will be viewed from a position of innocence, which is what makes it so powerful. The kids aren't even gonna be able to follow what the fuck is going on. It's so all over the place. The message can resonate on so many different levels. It will really hit you emotionally. And go watch The Desolation of Smaug.
The politics of the adaptation. Which is weird. Why'd you need to say that? Surely yours is just the politics of the book. But it wasn't. First and foremost, we're not making a film about—
Oh, fuck. He did read the rest of it. I thought he was just gonna skip over it. Fuck.
about communism and Stalinism, because if all—
Yeah, exactly. You removed Old Major from the story entirely and just like, there once was a little pig named Lucky who got tricked by an asshole. That's the movie.
Was writing today. I always appreciate when ants look up at their betters and think, I know what you'd do if you were me.
Do you think you're anyone's better, Disparu? That's interesting.
Well, they're not you, are they?
Not with that hairline, you're not.
They're actually important. They achieve something. I mean, I hate to use the Peter Jackson quote for everything, but it does fit.
As filmmakers, as writers, we had no interest whatsoever in putting our junk, our baggage into these movies. We just thought we should take what Tolkien...
You were just reading an interview with Andy Serkis when they were making the fucking Hobbit movies, which they did exactly that. Even the Lord of the Rings movies, they're not very faithful to the books. They're in the spirit of them, I would say. But personally, I've never been able to make it all the way through Lord of the Rings. I've tried many, many times. Tolkien's writing is just way too dry for me. But I really love the movies. I have not seen the Hobbit movies. Those are movies I'm reserving for a time I can get really drunk and yell at them because they're going to make me angry.
Tolkien cared about, clearly, we should take those and we should put them into the film. This should ultimately be Tolkien's film, it shouldn't be ours.
Especially when Andy Serkis was in that film. Maybe if you listened to your betters, you'd learn something. No, if Orwell was...
This dude definitely thinks he's anyone's better. That's hysterical.
Writing today, he'd be talking about other relevant topics like globalization and corporate greed.
Literally, the apex is the animals deciding to have a communist revolution.
Despite the fact that the book is just as relevant today, because everything in the world is basically motivated by female or male instinct, and therefore hierarchy.
What? Are you getting into like male and female energy spirit science shit now? What are you talking about?
Revolution.
Despite the fact that the book is just as relevant today, because everything in the world is basically motivated by female or male instinct, and therefore hierarchy versus equality will just be a perpetual battle, one which leads...
Hierarchy will be a perpetual battle because male and female instinct. You think this guy ever leaves this room? Look at the fucking Funko Pops behind him. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's some more over here. 8, 9, 10. You got like 10 Funko Pops behind you. And you're talking to us about male instinct. Fuck off.
Is to doom, death, and destruction, and the other one...
You obviously need some more testosterone. Actually, I think testosterone makes you go bald faster. So maybe, maybe there's a side of you has high testosterone. That's a nice fucking comb over there, bro.
Which is just... what good people want. He decided that, well, if we were going to write it today, obviously it would just be my politics. Orwell would agree with
I think this guy might be a little unhinged. I don't know!
me. And so he would utterly change all of his beliefs and he'd just be on my side and supporting
I might have to react to this guy some more.
everything he despised in the world. We're investigating that world. The world of the overarching ego that corrupts the innocence of potential utopia that the animals created. He looked at the commie hellhole of Animal Farm and went, that's utopia. Which means...
Well, it started out good, obviously, as most communist revolutions do, and then some asshole ruined it for everybody. That's how it always goes.
No place. Look at the glory of their lands that was just perverted from the heaven that it could be. If it wasn't for that pesky capitalism. He looked at Orwell's book and then just crapped all over it and wrote...
I mean, capitalism kind of was the problem in the book, right? Because the pigs started trading with humans. You remember they started bartering with humans and they did start trading for money? Even though Old Major was against that. So capitalism kind of was a problem in the book too, guys.
The exact opposite of the message it was trying to get across. He was saying it in 2013.
No, I don't think it's wrong to have Funko Pops, even though I think they're fucking ugly. It's just this dude sitting in his fucking room with Funko Pops behind him saying, well, all hierarchy comes down to male and female instinct, so it's always going to be a struggle. And it's like, you've probably never touched a boob.
And then he dared come out and do more modern interviews, you know.
Oh no, he's got an asshole top knot. Oh no!
To try and sell it to people who have a sense of morality.
When the trailer dropped, I saw a lot of people saying things like Orwell is rolling in his grave.
They do need an electricity generator on the farm. You stick a turbine on Orwell, he'd definitely generate it at this point.
Or that he would not approve of this.
Do you think that Orwell would appreciate supporting commies?
Again, first you'd have to explain to him 3D animation.
I absolutely love the fact that there was so much controversy over the first trailer. And for one, it's a trailer, so you can.
Well, the controversy, Andy Serkis, is because you made a whole stinking pile of shit.
I have to go, well, watch the film first, please, and then make your comments.
Why? Why did you make a terrible trailer?
Well, I did watch the film, and I'm making my comments, so...
The trailer is supposed to be a condensed version of the movie that tells me about the movie, so I'll know what I'm going to get out of it.
They actually did kind of put their best foot forward with the trailer, though. They did. That's the sad part.
So I know that if I'm going to go and see it, I'll enjoy it. It's not supposed to be a mystery device. The job of a trailer isn't to get me into the cinema. It's not to lie to me enough to get me through the doors, only...
Yes, it is, actually. A trailer... All a trailer needs to do is get your ass in that seat, buddy. They don't care what they have to do to convince you.
To steal my money when you bait and switch me. It's supposed to be a condensed version of the movie, so if I'm not going to like it, I don't go.
You didn't edit the trailer, dumbass.
If I have to watch the movie before I can judge it, your trailer is
But it was, it really pricked people.
Yeah, almost.
Oh yeah, we see this shot where Napoleon has a tattoo on his back that says, "Go pig" or "Go home." The pigs do start doing slight hip-hop things, so... Yeah, I don't think he watched the movie. I don't think he watched the movie.
Almost like you're pricking Orwell, dragging him out of his grave so you can f*** his corpse.
And that's the other thing about our film. We're not having a go at any one administration or regime.
You should be.
No, you just made a white woman the bad guy when you didn't have to. Who caused everything.
No, the book did. It has a very specific target, and it's your ideology.
It's about...
I don't think... Well, yeah, it targeted Stalinism, but Orwell still believed in socialism and communism. He still believed it could work. But, like, it's not... I mean, it's... Animal Farm isn't lambasting anyone. It's more of a fable. It's more of a fable, kind of indirectly, about the thing it's talking about, you know?
Target, and it's your ideology.
It's about authoritarianism and how and our response to that.
The book wasn't a critique of authority.
It wasn't. It's more just like, oh, Lucky gets taken in by Napoleon and starts being a bad pig with the other bad pigs. Then he realizes he's being a douchebag. And then they rebel and they blow up the dam and they flood the whole farm, and that was good for some reason.
Authoritarianism. It was showcasing how the idea of equality gets perverted, how it doesn't work as a system of government, how lies and virtue signaling are always done by evil people to do evil on people.
And power corrupting absolutely. And
the book wasn't about power corrupting absolutely. The guy was...
yeah, it was. I mean... Napoleon was already kind of power hungry, but, like, the more power he got, the worse he got. Yeah. Also, I will take supers after the video, don't worry.
Power corrupting absolutely, and
The book wasn't about power corrupting absolutely. The guy was evil. The power allowed him to do...
The guy. What guy? The pig? Napoleon? The pig? The one who raised his own Gestapo of attack dogs to control the farm? That guy? Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if they hadn't taken over the farm.
Evil. He wasn't a good guy that got seduced by power and turned evil. That's your movie. To him, everyone's a blank slate. They're all just moral good people.
He's not even naming Napoleon.
And then the moment they just get a sniff of power, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, they turn evil. I don't know, maybe it's just your...
This dude would absolutely go crazy with the smallest amount of power. Look at him.
Friends which are horrific every time they get power. Maybe the problem's what you believe. Maybe that's the point of the book.
I welcomed it.
Maybe the problem is what you believe. I need to tell you what for being a socialist over this mediocre children's movie.
I love that debate because that's what it's all about, creating a debate.
It's not a debate though, is it? There is an objective reality. There is one answer
There isn't a debate because the movie doesn't have any clear themes. It's a complete mess.
Is correct and you're either right or wrong. So, everyone's correct and we just get round in a circle and just waffle at each other and then agree to disagree. No, you made a movie. It is one thing and that is what it is.
Any act of creating art, for me, is about saying to the audience or the viewer, think about this differently.
Why would I? What if I'm correct? Why would I want to change my perspective from...
I don't think anything's correct about anything you think, buddy, but...
being correct to being like you.
And if you don't...
I'm correct! I'm your better! Listen to me as I sit in my room full of Funko Pops with the blinds closed!
Agree with me, that's not a problem.
No, because I'm correct.
But think about it differently.
What?
Any act of creating art, for me, is about saying to the audience, think about this differently. And if you don't agree with me, that's not a problem, but think about it.
He's saying art in general, not just this movie, you dipshit.
Differently.
If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just change your mind anyway. No! On the same page of that interview, it says, when he wrote Animal Farm, he intended it as an allegory for Russian Revolution and the rise of Stalinism. The barnyard animals overthrow their farm to build a utopia. It lasts. I don't think it lasts a day, in fact. I think immediately it dies.
No, it lasts a while and they are more successful at harvesting than the farmer was. To the point the farmers around are getting angry about it, which is why they raid the farm for a second time. So at first they're actually thriving. It's not until after Napoleon runs out Snowball and starts threatening everybody with his attack dogs that things start going downhill.
Pretty sure the milk vanishes instantaneously.
You should have this.
It's supposed to.
Oh yeah, the pigs take the milk right away. That's like the first sign of misgivings. But at that point, they were still thriving. They throve for about a year or two before things started going downhill. And again, the book takes place over several years.
To be shared equally.
There is no supposed to anymore. We're free.
But by the end of the novel, it's devolved into a corrupt power structure, in which all animals are equal.
It's not even a novel, by the way. It's a novella at most. It's a short story. It's literally 100 pages long. I have it next to me right here. It's a tiny little thing. 100 fucking pages. You could have read it.
Cool. But some animals are more equal than others. Yeah, that is the utopia, smashing into the walls of reality and trying to frame reality within their utopia.
Does he think the more equal than others is supposed to be the utopia? What?
By the end of the novel, it's devolved into a corrupt power structure, in which all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Yeah, that is the utopia, smashing into the walls of reality and trying to frame reality within their utopian worldview. They know that.
So he is actually saying that inequality is just a natural feature of reality. Now, is inequality something the human race will ever overcome? Hard to say. But he's basically saying, yeah, inequality's great. You shouldn't be talking about inequality being bad. Inequality's great, and I'm your better. I'm your better. Just look at this terrible comb over. I'm your better. That's what he said earlier about, like, equality being bad. He actually means it. Wow.
They're lying. They know they're evil. They know that truth exists. And they're like, well, how can we compromise? But Serkis...
They're lying and evil because they think equality is possible on any level.
his adaptation by asking himself what Orwell would write if he wrote Animal Farm today.
That's a stupid thing to do, because you are not that person. You are not in their time period. You can't say, oh, what would he write today? He would be a completely different person if he was born in this time period. It's fruitless.
Judging by what I've been reading today, he'd probably write Andy Serkis is a He didn't want the story to be about Stalinist Russia, so he didn't want to adapt the book. He wanted
I'll try not to pause Andy as much.
Book. Instead, he gravitated toward the themes of capitalism, wealth, and overconsumption. Bear this in mind. When we get to the paid marketing, the Angel Studios marketing, them and their values-based entertainment, just bear in mind that—
And yet you participate in society. Very curious.
The point of this is capitalism, wealth, and overconsumption. You know, the exact opposite of the book. Not just a contradiction, not a change, not updated.
What do you mean the exact opposite? The pigs were constantly over-consuming. The pigs were over-consuming, they were living in the house, they were sleeping in the beds, no other animals had these privileges. That was in the book.
It's literally the antithesis of the book. It seemed when they said—
Imagine this guy have a meltdown over the Animal Farm movie. He thinks it's like the Hollywood elites trying to brainwash kids, when it's just a bunch of fucking Mormons in Utah who made a bad movie.
They wanted to prick Orwell, they meant bend him over with a table and provide him with one. They gave it a billionaire antagonist, Pilkington, who—
Fucking all these fucking, like, rape jokes, dude. Like, oh, they fucked this, they fucked it good. It's like all you can say.
Who drives what closely resembles a Cybertruck. They've done the meme. They've literally done the meme. Again, ironically, a Lord of the Rings one. You can accept dragons, elves, and talking trees, but you can't accept a 2021 BMW 5 Series 50.
That has nothing to do with this, though. Not even the same kind of car. How the fuck did that remind you of this joke? You just wanted to show that on screen or something, didn't you?
3i with optional—
Oh. Oh, I see why he was really eager. The name of this file is dragonsbutnotblack.ping. And they are comparing having black people in a fantasy series to putting a car in the middle of Lord of the Rings. He just really wanted to show this racist meme, guys. Because, yeah, in Lord of the Rings, yeah, it was pretty racially stratified because it's like an old medieval world. But there are other fantasy series where there's just black people, and there can be. Like, the world history supports it. Not every single fantasy world is based on medieval England. That's what some people don't understand. So he was like, oh, the pigs are driving Cybertrucks. They literally did the meme. See this meme? That's about how, if you think it's okay to have black people in fantasy, you might as well, expect there to be BMWs in fantasy. It's exactly like that somehow. He was just really eager to show this racist 4chan meme. Not only do I think he doesn't leave this room, it probably smells really bad.
Well, heated seating. Why are you so bigoted? What, you can accept a critique about Soviet Russia with pigs, horses, fighting over a farm with the distribution of milk and apples, but you can't accept a rich woman who didn't get her money from divorce and drives a Cybertruck? Actually, out of all of those, most—
Women can only be rich if they get their money in a divorce, apparently, according to this. We can see exactly what kind of manosphere asshole this guy is. You're one of the lower rungs, though. You're the squealer of the manosphere, dude. You're just hanging on to these other men and their views. Nobody respects you.
The unbelievable part would be her getting her own money instead of through divorce. Maybe there is compromise. Oh, and in case you—
Women don't get their own money, they just divorce rich men. Every single woman who's ever had money has done this. Okay, bro, if you say so. Like, he must be one of those guys who thinks, like, white men invented everything and just won't even, like, look at actual history.
Wondering, when Andy said this—
Criticism.
A lot of self-reports in this video.
Came out when the trailer dropped. People saying things like Orwell is rolling in his grave or that he would not approve of this.
Why are you showing this
closely
again?
with the Orwell estate on this.
Yes, he worked closely with the Orwell estate. Well, that's weird considering in their own article, he said when he bought the rights, the Orwell estate didn't exert much creative control, requesting only that he'd not stray too far from what the book is about.
Is it in public domain?
Well, that didn't go down well, did it? Considering this is the exact opposite of what the book's about.
Literally, the apex is the end.
It isn't the exact opposite, though, because there is overconsumption in the book, and the pigs trading with humans is a problem, because they were forbidden to do that by Old Major. Old Major was like, do not fall to the vices of man, you will not trade, you will not touch money, you will not wear clothes, and then they do all those things, so that is in the book.
Animals deciding to have a communist revolution.
This is a movie to watch with your kids.
With that, I can understand why representatives from the Orwell estate didn't respond to their request for comment. They were probably sticking pins in effigies. Did he worry that replacing the violence with potty humour would dilute the message of the book? We didn't. Suppose the message from the book isn't in the movie either, so he'd already diluted it as much as he possibly could. I don't think Andy Serkis...
How could he not pull a woman with these 10 Funko Pops behind him, you know? Don't most women, like, not completely dry up when they see this?
...realises, but that this kind of subversion, this kind of Orwellian changing of history and legacy and what it used to mean into something new that you want it to mean, that's...
History and legacy, I mean, dude, if you actually read the novella, it is a very on-the-nose satirical allegory. Like... I don't want to say it's not deep, but, like, you can very plainly see what the allegory is. Like, it's not subtle.
It's the actual message of the book. That is what Napoleon was doing in the book. In this movie, Andy Serkis is the villain.
What was he doing?
History and legacy and what it used to mean into something new that you want it to mean. That's the actual message of the book. That is what Napoleon was doing in the book. In this movie, Andy Serkis is the villain. Evil cannot create anything new, it can only spoil and destroy what good forces have invented or created. I look forward to Andy Serkis' remake of Lord of the Rings, where the forces of Mordor are staging a peaceful protest outside Helm's Deep, who are throwing rocks at the evil authoritarian humans inside the keep, as in combination with the elves, they just refuse to give these orcs human rights. Orc right.
So he's just like writing fanfiction about, oh, cool, I wish there was a really woke reboot of Lord of the Rings that I could complain about. Oh, that would be so good.
It's our human rights, after all. Helm's Deep would have ended up removing a lot of the orcs if it wasn't for these pallets of bricks that just magically appeared next to them all the time. Now, Hollywood in this situation would come out and attack the audience. They'd start insulting them. They'd call them bigots, various different slurs and phobes and all the usual stuff. They'd probably...
Yeah, this guy's just a culture war grifter. He's expecting all of this to happen when nobody gives a fuck about this fucking movie.
Probably be a car video from Ewan McGregor.
Some of the fan base just sicken me to my stomach. You're no Star Wars fan in my mind.
Or Simon.
So he's just bitching about every other right-wing chud culture war nonsense topic. Like, dude, none of this fucking matters, and neither do you.
And Peg.
The Star Wars fan base really seems to be the most...
Star Wars! Star Wars, everyone! Star Wars!
Can't do that. They're meant to have a different image. They're supposed to be batting for the other team. They're supposed to be the people that Hollywood despises. Them and Seth Rogen.
Well, I thought they were Hollywood elites making this movie to brainwash your fucking kids, and now they're not? Now you know they're a bunch of people in Utah? Like, make up your mind! This is just one long schizophrenic rant that's just all over the place with the fucking movie we're talking about.
Rogen are meant to be on the same team. It's one of the red flags. So as the usual tactics went out, they tried another one, and, well, maybe if we pay Tucker Carlson to advertise it, it'll do better. Paid partnerships with Angel Studios over Animal Farm.
The coolest movie we
You showed that already! All he did was like, hey, I have a discount code for the tickets, click my link. That's literally it. Like, bro, I'm sorry your goat is washed or whatever, but...
Imagine. It's a new film adaptation of George Orwell's amazing novel, Animal Farm.
Have you seen it?
Not a
Paid
novel.
promotions come from people who have seen the movie, judging by their comments. I'd love to know, Tucker, if you watched it.
It's about human nature, the desire for authority.
No, it's about...
He did a fucking sponsor ad read. Of course he didn't fucking watch this garbage. Why are you so upset that Tucker Carlson watched, like, not even watched it, did a paid promotion for it? Why are you so upset about this? Oh, Tucker Carlson, you can't get a paid promotion to promote this movie. Don't you know it's anti-capitalist? The lefties will win, Tucker. The lefties will win.
Russia, Tucker. I understand that this is a sell to Americans, but this is an English novel. Us and authority have a different relationship. Authority doesn't need to be negative.
And how quickly people tend
Authority doesn't need to be negative. We're learning so much about this guy through this video.
to fall in line and give up all of their God-given rights.
It's how communism does that to people. It's the subversive tactics that left-wing people use to manipulate their betters. It wasn't actually about the authority.
Left-wingers are manipulating me! They're better with this mediocre children's movie out of an independent studio in Utah! This guy is delusional.
Authority at all, they used force.
The failure of democracy. Political authority. You're using force. Force, my friends, is violence.
Please, do your political thinking in some other way that doesn't involve fucking movies and pop culture. For the love of fucking God. This does not belong here. I'm sorry you're such a fucking midwit you can't have actual political discussions with people, but can we just talk about films as films for once, please?
The supreme authority from which all other authority is derived.
They use linguistic subversion and force.
Lucky, a young pig whose curiosity encouraged guide viewers through the farm's rise and fall.
He's fucking reading the text they gave him to read for the fucking sponsorship, you dumb motherfucker!
Reading this from a paid ad sponsor.
No
This isn't
kidding!
your words from watching the movie, is it?
Hope, betrayal, and...
No kidding! You can see he's reading off something right here. Why would you think he actually gives a shit about this fucking movie? He just took a paycheck.
above all, the danger of totalitarian power.
I notice you haven't said what Andy Serkis says the movie is about. Capitalism, wealth, and overconsumption. This is why it's important you watch the movie.
This is a movie to watch.
That interview was also, like, fucking 12 years ago. Dude, things might have changed in production.
With your kids, especially if they're old enough to ask real questions.
Really? You want to teach your kids about the dangers of capitalism, wealth, and consumption? I'd like to teach my kids how to get that. I'd like to teach my kids about self-improvement, success.
And we can tell you're a consumer, alright, with all those fucking Funko Pops back there.
Less hard work in getting that.
And to notice when the answers don't add up.
Yo, my children are entitled to the sweat on their brow so they can buy as many cheap plastic pieces of shit as they want.
What, like the difference between the creators?
As if this guy is fucking... Oh, his comb-over's getting all... You better start getting... Better stop getting all puffed up and upset, dude. Your comb-over is coming apart.
Interviews, the unpaid reviews, compared to your paid sponsorship.
The book
I
affected
don't think this guy has children.
generations. It's no longer taught, of course, because it's too true.
Yeah, so they started teaching them other incorrect things like this movie talker.
What do you do when the rules start changing and you're told you're not allowed to notice?
Well, you probably silence people and make a different adaptation with a different message talker.
Speak up or you just go along with it because, hey, that's easier?
Oh my god.
Speak up or you just go along with it
because you got paid to?
He is reading ad copy describing the movie, you absolute man-child.
Talker? I don't... Because they gave you a sponsored ad segment, Talker? I don't know. What do you do?
I'd be very surprised if this guy was married. Though maybe we'll hear a knock on the door like, Honey, are you done making your stupid video yet? The kids need attention.
Because, hey, that's easier.
And more profitable. Ironically, the villain in the movie. That's what subverts the good pigs that just wanted the communist utopia. It all would have...
No, they made all the pigs bad in this. Even Snowball. They made Snowball think all the other animals are stupid. There were actually good pigs in the book, but Napoleon got rid of them all.
Been fine and perfect if only I hadn't got lured away by that pesky money. Legitimately the story of the movie.
That's the conversation you should have with your kids about power, corruption, and freedom.
You might want to have a conversation with your team about maybe watching movies that you advertise before you take the sponsorship money.
This movie's entertaining.
As if this movie is, like, so controversial. It's a nothing burger, dude. It's fluff. It doesn't, like, it's not faithful to the book, but it also defeats its own point and doesn't really have any real themes, and it's just kind of a copy-pasted together movie that was in development hell for over a decade. It's just nothing. It's just air. It's just empty calories.
Painting it sharp. Not many students.
Old Major wasn't even in the movie. You must have missed my explanation earlier, Martin Meister. But Old Major wasn't even in the movie. It's just Lucky the pig. Who's a plucky little pig who just got tricked by mean old Napoleon. You know, it's bad.
Studios would do it at this point.
What do you even mean? Not many Hollywood studios would make a movie about the themes of...
It's not a Hollywood studio, dumb fuck.
Capitalism, wealth, and overconsumption. It's not surprising that Hollywood made the movie. It's surprising that Mark Ruffalo isn't in...
Hollywood didn't make the movie! They're in Utah! One minute he says, Hollywood's behind this, and the next minute he says, Angel Studios are supposed to be Christian, they're supposed to be going for the other side. Like, and he's over here in fucking Brit Bong. He doesn't know anything about America, probably. He doesn't even know where fucking Utah is. He probably thinks it's in California. He probably thinks it's a suburb in California.
Neat. I thought they all would have loved to virtue signal over this. That's how much effort is going into marketing this movie. The wrong people. Or the right people, if your aim was...
How many takes do you have to do? I mean, as a streamer, this is fascinating. Look how many... Just pay attention to how many cuts there are between his lines.
To... How did he phrase it? Make people think differently. Well, there really is no point in getting people who already agree with you about capitalism to watch the movie. But if you market it to the people who disagree with you, well, now you might have an impact.
Think about this differently. And if you don't agree with me, that's not a problem, but think about it differently.
The more you look into this, the more subversive it gets. Seems like a lot of planning and effort went into the marketing campaign for this. I mean, at the red carpet, they even had pig...
Fucking how? Oh god, look how old they all are. This one's got a cane. You know, it's like, I said it earlier, but I really think this movie is a Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa situation, where the dialogue was, like, recorded 10 years ago, probably, and, like, the only reason any of these celebrities are involved is because Andy Serkis is attached, you know?
External. No, besides Andy Serkis, a furry one. Now, in the...
Aw, they put a little piglet, though. That's cute. Actor and director Andy Serkis was joined on the red comic by Woody Harrelson and Steve Buscemi as an unexpected guest, a pig. That's cute, though. Look at a little piggy.
Look, obviously, one of the allegories is that the pigs slowly morph into humans, which is very different than the...
They don't morph into humans. They just start walking on their hind legs and wearing clothes, and by the end... the animals can scarcely tell the difference between them and a human, yeah, but it's not like they literally transform into humans.
The red carpet, where one of the cast was a man that slowly morphed into a woman. Your Christian themes, sir!
And I know we're talking about animals here, but that
okay, he's just being transphobic. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
was all a pretext to...
And then again, they made Snowball a woman, and cast a black trans woman to voice her, and then made her just as duplicitous as the other pigs. What did they mean by this?
To scapegoat trans people, to dehumanize us and put us in an excluded category so that they can take away our rights.
Angel Studios, how's that?
I mean, the movie isn't about trans people either, though.
Value-based entertainment going for you. Those Christian messages still holding up all right.
Oh no, you have Christian messages in a Christian studio, so you can't hire a trans actor to voice a pig in a movie. Like, why would it fucking matter? Even if they, like, disagree with trans people, why would it fucking matter? It's just a voice acting role. Like... I don't think they care very much, you know?
Right, are they?
Not many studios would do it at this point. Angel did because their guild members voted to bring it to the big screen.
What did...
Also, they're Mormons. Why the fuck do you even care? He probably doesn't even know what Mormons are. He's in Britain.
They vote. Did they hear, we're gonna make an Animal Farm movie? And then, yes, that's what we want. They probably didn't know that it was gonna be an adaptation that attempted to...
You could play conservative bingo with this fucking video, that's for
mind
sure.
The foundations of civilized society.
So see it, talk about it, decide for yourself what it means.
I will decide for myself what it means. I think I'll judge it by the...
Well, I said it was just exactly as insipid as I expected it to be, so there you go.
His own words, though, rather than paid sponsorships. There were others paid sponsorships from, Wall Street Mav, famous movie critic there. This is the type of movie that woke Hollywood would never make.
Who the fuck is even this? Why do they matter? Again, he doesn't say it's paid promotion, but it must be with this copy, but...
Hey, this movie was made by woke Hollywood. It's got Seth Rogen in it. Angel Studios didn't make the movie, they're publishing it. It's still made by Hollywood that's been making out the same dross as the last years. What?
I'm going to have to figure out who the fuck actually animated it, because... I did see a lot of Canadian credits, too, so I don't think this is a Hollywood movie, my guy.
Do you mean... Have you watched it? Did any of these people watch the movie? This is the type of classic tale that's worth... This is classic tale! No, that's the book, not the movie. We even had this with Riley Gaines.
I wouldn't even call the book a classic tale, it's a satirical allegory. It's not really a children's book. Hi, Dan! Somebody told me in chat earlier, your account did message me and I was suspecting you might be hacked. I already warned everybody not to accept accept DMs from your account, so I hope you get it back, dude.
Paid to have a positive opinion of a movie. How Orwellian. Now, Riley Gaines did say, my husband and I got early access screening to Animal Farm. Okay, so you got an early access screening. Did you actually see it, though?
Did you? Because it doesn't sound like you did. Who the fuck are any of these people?
I don't know anything about Riley Gaines. I don't know who this person is. But when you say it's an
Neither do
animated
I, so why are you reading her
George Orwell's
tweets?
novel, and you say it's incredibly well done, despite the adaptation being the exact opposite of the
No, I'm just reading the tweets of random celebrities who are talking about this movie. I don't know who she is or what she thinks, but she's definitely Hollywood shill.
Novel.
Literally, the
This man has so much brain rot, dude.
is the animals deciding to have a communist revolution.
Did you not know what you were talking about, or did you not watch it? They do a perfect job of reminding viewers that Marxism always has and always will fail. That's not the message of the movie.
Sorry, am I yelling into the microphone? This guy is pissing me off.
Andy Serkis says it himself that that's not what the movie's about. He didn't want it to be about that. And Tim Pool's honest question, Riley, no disrespect, but did you copy and paste this from a sponsor script? Host of the Riley Gaines show.
Why? What is up Tim Pool's ass about this fucking movie? No, seriously.
On Fox News. Other side of the pond, we don't have Fox News. It's probably not surprising that I've never heard of her. But no matter how big you are, I don't think it's too much to ask that if you're going to do a paid sponsorship for a movie...
We don't have Fox News, I just talk like them, in a very much in a marabou.
You should watch the movie first. This is not what the movie is. That's why I'm not surprised that Angel Studios wouldn't turn up to debate Tim Pool, because when you've got the creator of the movie contradicting the publishing team, I don't think the publishing team have a leg to stand on.
Why do a bunch of people in an animation or movie studio want to go on fucking Tim Pool's podcast? For what reason? Who are they even gonna get? Like, the producer? The person who delivers the coffee? The treasurer? What are we doing?
In the debate. Not going to that's probably one of the best decisions they've made. I think it would have been humiliating. He did a video about it later, explaining what the movie was about.
Oh, so the person he was showing is anti-trans? You'd think he'd like her then?
His own. Which was kind of humiliating enough.
Disparu! You're attacking your own side! The libs are gonna win!
You take Animal Farm, which is to criticize communism specifically, it was an allegory to the Bolshevik Revolution, and change it with new characters so that it's about capitalism instead, and debt. Well, you've just bastardized.
Oh, this is the shot I was talking about where they're on the floating grain silo. The colors are kind of washed out here, but this shot was actually pretty good in context to the film.
But that wasn't the end of the paid sponsorships. In fact...
Why do we need to debate a children's movie? I don't know. I don't know why all these fucking people on the internet do all of their fucking politics through children's entertainment. It's ridiculous.
I'm missing one. No, I mean, I'm literally missing one. It got deleted. This is not Animal Farm, and I won't support this movie at all, particularly if what Tinker said was true. I'm inclined to agree that it's anti-capitalist slop. Where she goes, I haven't watched it yet.
Wait, a super chat. I'm not playing the super chat, but I just got a super chat that says Wikipedia says that the movie was produced by 3 British animation/media companies. Ha, Disparu! It's not Hollywood. It's your guys. It's the British. It's the British behind this. Oh, he's gonna hang himself if he finds out.
It did have all the paid content, markings, and attachments. I'm pretty sure it even had the hashtag Animal Farm Partner.
Yeah, Disney adults have just ruined an entire generation.
Of course, with this tweet, I have to go off memory because it was deleted, and I haven't been able to find any archive of it. If I do happen to misquote anything of this tweet, it's not my fault. I don't know why you deleted it. Yeah, you can change your opinion afterwards, but don't delete history.
Why does it matter? Who the fuck are any of these people?
Just include that you no longer believe this and have changed your mind. When I haven't watched it yet, Angel make movies based on what the guild votes for. Democracy. But they produce more good than bad, so even if I don't like a movie, I would continue supporting them. Look, if Andy
They didn't produce it, they distributed it. So obviously Andy Serkis was having a hard time getting a distributor, and this was the only people he had.
Serkis, it's fine to go, look, before you make comments about the movie, you should watch it. Doesn't that include paid sponsorships? Because I have part of what the tweet said, which we have to go to Google for.
Hang on. The movie was animated in the UK. What now?
Animal Farm is geared towards homeschoolers and homesteaders. It's a cautionary tale, not an instruction manual. So I'll be interested to see. Now, this tweet is talking as if you were doing a genuine adaptation of the book. In fact, all the paid sponsorships are. It would be fine if it was a legitimate adaptation, but that's specifically what Andy Serkis said he wasn't going to do. So then we had to have an apology. Many of you know I've been partnering with them for ages. It's not a secret. I've introduced them. I like their other movies. I frequently cite Orwell. I'm a book snob. All of the clips and trailers I saw were cute. There were no red flags. There were red flags though, weren't there? That's why the trailer got downvoted, because there were so many.
Well, yeah, because it was just such an irreverent, stupid children's. It was just because you could tell. You could tell from the trailer it was going to be a bog standard kids movie. like, just taking bits and pieces of Animal Farm, which is exactly what the fuck it was.
Red flags. From the very first trailer, people already picked up that it was anti-capitalist and wasn't following the book.
Yeah, maybe this guy can fill the hole the quartering left behind.
Because there were too many inconsistencies. There were too many contradictions with the movie. Or maybe he just didn't pay too close attention to the trailer. It's understandable. However, I was sent an interview this morning with the director saying he purposely didn't respect the integrity. It's probably this one. Knowing this, I can't in good faith promote this movie to you all. Just like I did with Sound of Freedom. Yeah, the
Somebody's a blue check mark with all this fucking text.
Sound of Freedom that Hollywood and this movie despises.
This is the Sound of Freedom.
It goes on to say he loves it.
Again, he thinks that Angel Studios referencing another one of their movies in a fart joke in this children's film is somehow a big pro-left message. This man is insane.
It's Angel Studios.
I think he's hurting my brain more than the movie did.
And good humans, they do important work, agrees with them on most things, then plays the neutral thing of you can make your own mind up, I'm not going to tell you not to watch it, and then will continue to promote Angel Studios' Catholic and history work, because I do believe in their mission, and that no reasonable person—
Catholic? Buddy? They're not Catholic. Did they tell you that? Because they're Mormons. None of these people seem to realize that Angel Studios are Mormon.
Plays the neutral thing of you can make your own mind up, I'm not going to tell you not to watch it, and then will continue to promote Angel Studios' Catholic and history work, because I do believe in their mission, and that no reasonable person could have seen it coming, that this movie was going to be about anti-capitalism, given the source material. Well, not unless you've read any of Andy Serkis.
Again, there were anti-capitalist messaging in the book because Orwell did believe in communism and socialism. So there was anti-capitalist messaging in the book.
This is interviews from 2013 onwards. Complete surprise, came out of nowhere. No one could have known in 2013. But it's this part of her apology.
In fact, it's the pigs adopting capitalism that makes the Animal Farm revolution fall apart. So yeah, the book is anti-capitalism as well as saying the dangers of Stalinism. Because again, Orwell believed communism could work. It just doesn't work when the wrong people get their claws in it, like Stalin. That's the viewpoint he was coming from. So it is also anti-capitalist. That's pretty evident if you actually fucking read it. It's only 100 pages long. I know you probably can't get through anything without, like, Subway Surfers footage or key jangling, but, you know, you could probably read a 100-page book.
It gets me. I mean, I should be on Angel Studios' side. I'm not particularly religious myself, but England is obviously a Christian country. There's Christian morality. It's that Christian—
I'm not particularly religious, but Christian country, Christian morality, all of my right-wing views are Christian. So, why aren't you a Christian then?
Morality that went on to found America and formed the basis of American morality. I like the idea—
He isn't a marabou. Oh my god, I called it.
Idea of Angel Studios. I like the idea of them making entertainment in that way. We should be aligned on this. I'm the kind of person that should be happy to promote it. I shouldn't have to make this video. And in every other part of this topic, it's no different than other—
You didn't have to make this video, though. This is just your conspiratorial schizo ranting. You didn't have to make this video at all. Got 66k views, though. I guess you got like $20 off of it.
And it's no different with the people that I'd make. It's just Hollywood making the movie. The problem is Angel Studios published it.
Hollywood didn't make the movie.
They published a movie that goes directly against their core values, which for most companies isn't really a—
What? You think you think Christian morals is pro-capitalist? I mean, maybe in America we have that prosperity gospel bullshit, but like if you actually would read the Christian text, you know, Jesus was kind of all about welcoming in foreigners and feeding the hungry and clothing the naked and taking care of everyone and not rejecting the lame from church and forgiving anyone of anything. That doesn't exactly sound capitalist to me. You're talking about the same dude who stormed into a synagogue and turned over tables and whipped people because they were money changing in the house of God. So why do you think this Christian/Mormon studio would be inherently capitalist unless you're so brain-rotted by American online politics that you think capitalism and Christianity are one and the same? That's the only explanation here. Like, if you were American, you'd be in one of those grifting mega churches getting all of your money stolen.
The problem, you can be like, well, the company is just designed to make money, they publish—
Yeah, like, I am a raging atheist. I am an anti-theist. I don't think religion is very good inherently, but even I fucking understand it better than you!
They're neutral. They're just a business that provides a service, and so they do both sides. You don't blame the company. It's not the image that Angel Studios are.
Like most raging atheists, I have done a lot of comparative religion studies, so I know general things about the world's religions. Especially Christianity, because it impacts my fucking country so much.
Forwards, though. Angel Studios hasn't pushed itself as a morally neutral business that serves anybody. They specifically push themselves as a value-based entertainment with Christian themes, and they publish something which is antithetical to that mission. And I don't...
Why? Why would they value capitalism? Why would a bunch of Mormons I mean, they're not one of those money-grifting cults like Jehovah's Witnesses or Scientology. So why would Mormons value capitalism? You say, oh, the movie's anti-capitalist. That must go against the beliefs of this Christian movie company. And it's like, why do you think that? Again, the only explanation is he's so brain-rotted by American Twitter.
I think you can have it both ways. I don't generally bring up publishers, be like, I don't like this movie, look at those publishers over there. I don't care if a company is independent and wants to serve both sides and just stay.
Now you know they're independent. He's like, oh, I don't care about companies. He's over here saying, oh, those Hollywood people making propaganda in children's movies. You know? And now he's like, oh, I don't care about individual companies. And they could be an independent company. So now he understands they're an independent company. Like, he's gone back and forth this entire time. Like, dude, you can't even keep track of your own points.
I don't really bring up publishers, be like, I don't like this movie, look at those publishers over there.
I don't think he's obsessed with Angel Studios. I think he's obsessed with the culture war is his real problem here.
I don't care if a company is independent and wants to serve both sides and just stay out of it, platform everybody, and then just let the customers decide, success decide. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, a lot of studios do that, dude, because most people don't see movies as, like, the primary important mover of political thought and political change. Most people are fucking grown-ups.
But if you do want to pitch your tent on a political side, to push a certain way,
This has nothing to do with politics. It's just a mid-children's movie that did a really bad adaptation of a famous political allegory.
Market to certain people, which is what they're doing. All these paid sponsorships come from one side, Fox News, Tucker Carlson. It seems like you're marketing a film.
Those are probably the only people they could get. Let's be real. Angel Studios doesn't have a whole lot of resources. They've only just recently kind of hit the mainstream, but they're still an independent studio.
The exact opposite.
What's up, Shadow Puppets? We're kind of toward the end. I explained the book Animal Farm. We talked about the Animal Farm movie, which I just watched today. And now we're watching this dumbass have a meltdown over it. Because somebody suggested it to me.
Audience that it's intended for. In fact, you're marketing a film for the children of the people that would disagree with the message of the film. And it comes across as very subversive when they pay attention to you as Angel Studios because you're meant to share the morality that they do want to teach to their kids. And so when Andy Serkis says he doesn't mind...
And what morality? Capitalism? Again, he seems to think capitalism and Christianity are one and the same.
You disagree, but he just wants you to think differently. I don't know why Angel Studios as an organization is getting involved.
Oh yeah, the rap battle. Thank you for reminding me. It was Animal Farm versus Lord of the Flies, right?
That aim. Angel Studios shouldn't be the kind of people that want to change the opinions of their customers when you're pitching value.
Okay. I think he's just repeating himself now. I think we've had enough of this. I'm going to let the supers through.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Tim got caught taking money from Russia pool.
Yeah, and that's the dude he is, like, glazing right now.
HSL sent a super chat. Just got off work and am now drawing tax.
Hey! I'm trying to see if I can find... Okay.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Wasn't this off outed as just another kitty lover?
I don't know.
At Crossover Productions 2395 sent a super chat. Can we watch the rap battle now? At John Williams WL9PX sent a super chat. Tim Pool hates this movie because Russia didn't pay him to watch it.
I was looking back in my history.
At Dinah Battleman 2999 sent a super chat. Roadies together strong.
That's right,
Flex
Rhode Island.
emoji.
I was gonna say, though, I was looking through my YouTube history to see if I could find the video I watched of his that just, like, made me go, this guy's an idiot. He said something really... I'm trying to remember what it was even over. It was... Oh, God. I'm trying to remember what show or movie it was even... I don't remember. I just remember he said something completely fucking hilariously ridiculous. I'll have to find it. Maybe we'll react to more of that guy's stuff at some point, because dear fucking god. So I think this will be the last thing we do. We're gonna watch this rap battle between Animal Farm and Lord of the Flies. This will be fun.
Snakebite rap battles. Napoleon versus Jack Merridew. Begin.
Long live Animal Farm. Sending a pack to a coffin and put the jack in a box. I shall take this blade, pull away, pen and break the switch to make a punch. I hate it like boxers, but he only kicks stable boys. He was so tired that made a tire split for violent hit. Grueling with iron fists while the lackey iron bed. And the red his friend tried to sending in his dying breath. He might have lived to jack the teeth the kings and tried to Simon says. Yes, I declare war on the fascists who's played down the flames, so he's lord of the crashes. He forces business sticks in the pause, squealing masses. Allowed to turn the pork while he porks out your asses. Rush up on your nuts if you're head of the choir. For all nature would be disgraced by you minors. Let's keep this thing of fire passed by the next liner. Choose the way the pig and come back with no fire.
Piggy passed the corn, shut the man talk. Put Napoleon to Englishman, the odds is last stop. Sucks to your ass farm, what boar has no balls? Through your better rival out than incompetent snowballed. My reign, second to no other. Literature regards you as big brother's little brother. What's the long term? Patriotic and spend all day just wallowing in your own shit like skin Marxism. I've never seen.
Oh shit, I still haven't sped up. I'm sorry, guys. You're considered Big Brother's little brother. Oh, that gotta laugh at me.
An incompetent snowballed. My reign, second to no other. Literature regards you as
sounded better faster, actually.
big brother's little brother. What's the long term for Von Stalin? Stay patriotic and spend all day just wallowing in your own shit like skin Marxism. I've never seen a bloody leader show this little skill. You build yourself by spinning hot air, still can't build a mill. Who gunned for a dumb bore, a slumlord? When gunshot you're done for, but only unopposable in thumb wars. Your horse kept your workforce in tune better than you. When he failed to get it together, you had it boarded to glue. You can't hunt, you can't sing, the hell do you even do? Tell us you'll paint the walls, no one rewriting your rule.
There you have it, not the feral habits of the hairless savage. The rogue is wearing clothes.
He looks like Russian propaganda.
Well, not the daughter enemy, just listen to the sheep. Us pigs work every week.
Setting fire to papers, leaving every cell you find your grenade. Say you're dividing the labor. You call your rival a traitor, then claim the parts that were his. Those blueprints on your property just cause you marked them in piss. Enough! Who needs a creature who leaves the real world?
Deep cuts in the book.
Come see your leader who feeds you more than a leader. Stop! I'll show you up, cut your throat, spill your blood when you bleed, alright!
Yeah, it was actually better faster, actually. Beating it up again.
Keep your voice down, hear my words. I am the one naked throne.
This is a better rhythm.
Want to kick the British code down? Sit and learn. You would not want Mr. Jonestown to return. First acknowledge I'm the biggest deceit to a shared interest. Even a human student seek counsel up.
This is way better.
One of the beneath, they were rich demons. So hear me to cry at them, abolishing the peace of England. To achieve this, you may see it takes a close to cover us. We are much above, using paint to cover up. We're getting by a foreleg. What a savage art. You are expected to show man.
It has a beat when you speed it up.
They will take them their own clays. If you want to drop a jack, leave it to an ace of spades. One arrow face to face, the breaks its love best. The shelling goes on punches, broken like his conscience.
Broken like his conscience. That was a good one. This is clever.
Cut his throat, spill his blood, kill the
no, it's way more faithful.
He tried pressing rules. This little piggy's gonna watch us with his tentacles. This little piggy thought that he was at the top. This little piggy is about to hit the rocks. This little piggy is gonna move his little thumbs. Here's the big bad wolf. Burn your house now, socks to your rules. Sticks up your arms, let's make it two. Kill the pig, 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 kill the pig.
Oh.
One. Which is which? You decide. Snakebite rap battles.
Hell, I would show that to kids studying these books in school if I was a teacher. But man, no, but like at 1.25 speed it has a beat. It's fire. It's like it's too slow normally. But that was really good. A lot of deep cuts. I told you about them putting up fucking old Major's skull as a decoration and shit. You know, it was good. That was definitely a good palate cleanser. It was far more faithful to the fucking book than the movie I just fucking watched.
Adbalonic111 sent a super chat. This movie messes up the message so much that it breaks the chuds in woke scolds' brains.
I don't think any woke skulls are even fucking talking about this movie. This is one guy going, I'm a guy that tried to brainwash our kids!
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. This YouTuber does need some milk and apple for his brain.
He sure does.
At John Williams WL9PX sent a super chat. Andy, why? You were Caesar in Apes prequels.
Nah, Cornelius and Zero are always better. I've only seen the original Apes movies.
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. TBF, there could easily be black elves. They're just as racist as the pale ones because they are elves and think they're better by default.
True, I mean, I suppose there's no reason for, like, Tolkien's elves to not have varying skin colors, because there's just nothing in the... really that would say they couldn't, but, as far as men go, it's still, like, it is very, like, racially stratified. You have, like, the Easterlings and the Men of Rohan and et cetera, et cetera. Everyone's pretty stratified because, you know, it's like medieval times. It takes, like, a fucking month to get anywhere.
At Plasmamu sent a super chat. Did Hollywood make the movie? For the 30th time now.
Right? I know. Jesus.
At Hembradon868 sent a super chat. Wikipedia says that the movie was produced by 3 British animation/media companies and distributed by Angel Studios. Still a confusing distributor choice though.
Probably the only one they could get.
Wolf181 sent a super chat. Tim Pool is a Russian shill. His op is worthless.
Yeah, he was like glazing Tim Pool, like, oh, Tim Pool was trying to interview the creators of this movie, and they didn't go on his podcast, as if that means fucking anything. So let's just see for sure, let's see. Production companies, Anaventure, Cinesite, and Imaginarium Studios. Yeah, there's like 3 fucking logos. So Anaventure is London, England, not Hollywood. Cinesite is London, England, not Hollywood. Imaginarium Studios is British. British production company linked to digital performance capture studio. The Imaginarium Studios founded by actor-director Andy Serkis. So I believe also British. He is a British man. This one is also in London. So the movie was made in London. Disparu in shambles.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Does anyone really care about Hollywood anymore?
Not really, except for these right-wing chuds. I mean, I can't wait for Hollywood to fucking die, as I constantly say. We need the old growth to burn down so the new growth can thrive. And it's been thriving. I don't think they know they're dead yet. I saw the trailer. The trailer made me so angry I went out and bought the novella and read it for the first time, and then I reread it again last night before seeing this movie. So yeah, the movie was made in fucking England. And I guess it sounded like Andy Serkis wanted this to be like a Polar Express motion capture thing, or like he was just working on the desolation of Smaug at the time, and wasn't Benedict Cumberbund like crawling around the floor with dots on him pretending to be a dragon for that movie. So they were probably planning to do that. I can't imagine some of these actors crawling around pretending to be pigs though, so probably didn't have the cast at that time. You know, they're all a little up there in age. You wouldn't really want them crawling around on the floor pretending to be animals. But it's because that's what you were known for, Serkis. Like, I can't really picture Woody Harrelson doing that. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so the movie was made in England and distributed by Angel Studios. How the fuck did they get involved, though? Does it say anywhere in this article? Because I'm just curious. Animal Farm had its world premiere, blah, 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 blah. Premiered in the United Kingdom. And he's talking, oh, these Hollywood people trying to brainwash us. And it premiered in fucking England. It was animated in fucking England. What a ridiculous little man. I'm trying to say the Riri word a little less, but God, what a retard. So, I still don't know how Angel Studios got involved. I might have to investigate this myself. But I think we're gonna wrap up the stream there, because it's like 9 o'clock. We've been going for like 3 hours. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. So I hope you guys all had fun with this one. I had fun with it. This was a nice little experiment. Me just going to a terrible movie I knew would piss me off and telling you guys about it afterward. Maybe in the future more streams like this can happen. I'll probably have you guys vote for a Friday stream next week. I don't have any big plans for reacts until, like, Lily makes her Ghibli video. Which, again, another react I'm gonna have to, like, prepare for. I'm gonna rewatch a bunch of Ghibli movies I care about. And that's gonna be a fucking event. Our first, like, big Lily react in a while. So, yes. So other than that, I got Wednesday stream. I might start playing Disco Elysium on stream soon. I haven't really been in, like, the mood yet. The mood has to strike me. But then, probably when I'm done, at least when I'm done with the episode discussions on The Boys, which I've been doing every Thursday after the episodes. There's only 3 episodes left, so I won't be having any more discussion streams until June 19th, when the Digital Circus episode 9 airs for everybody. I am gonna go see it in theaters, but I will not spoil it until it is released on the entire internet, so we will wait to do the episode discussion then. But I will have seen it beforehand. I will say that. So anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you so much for your super chats. Thank you for putting up with my nonsense and enjoying my stick figures. I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.